The following podcast may contain spoilers, foul language, graphic violence, and nudity. Viewer discretion is advised. Tony is no longer here. I am now someone else.
Four guys and a movie. Four guys and a movie. Tony, Brian, Rob, and Joe reviewing movies for the show. Four guys and a movie.
Hello and welcome to the Four Guys in a Movie podcast, the movie podcast for nerds.
As opposed to...
Listen, this is pretty much Weezer's In the Garage all grown up. Think about it, won't you? I'm your host today, Rob. To my left,
Will.
Tony the Tiger.
And Joe.
and we have a special guest today,
Ricky the Duck.
Ricky the Duck, friend of the podcast, Ricky the Duck. And he comes in swinging. He brought so many snacks.
Snacks on
DeBeatus.
Fat chat, all-star.
Yeah, DeBeatus just tucked his head in his shell, just in shame. Absolute shame.
Well, I think his spine is also being crushed by the
Well, that's
Oreo
his
balls
balls.
on him.
He is smote with balls right now.
To be fair, we don't let anyone in to record this podcast without bringing snacks.
I mean, that is true.
We got zebra dicks and Oreo balls.
Yeah, and we might need those zebras because it's a Lucas heavy episode.
A lot of bestiality happening.
Yeah, a Lucas heavy episode, like I said. Anyway, this is the official start of our superhero midsummer into fall.
Yes.
We were going to do superhero movies all summer long, but we totally misjudged our scheduling. And so here we go. But for the rest of the summer, like we've said before, the D28 is getting some time off, some much deserved time off because it's so awful and hates us so much. Needed some time to recharge.
Hates the humidity.
Yeah, we sent it to Tahiti.
It's a magical place.
It is a magical place, and we're just taking some time out. So every episode you see for the next 6 episodes will be a different superhero genre movie. It could be anything. It's not just like current. It's not MCU. It's whatever. We each picked our own, and then at the end we've got a rando.
Spoiler alert, it's not current and it's not MCU.
None of them.
It is not anything.
You have to be a patron for those.
yeah, you gotta give us money for the good stuff. Oh my gosh. So, that said, we've got some superhero related news. We've actually got a contest starting today. We want you, the listeners, to design us a t-shirt. I've been thinking long and hard about a logo for our dear friend Cat Piss Man that if you're not familiar with, you should check out our episode on The Ref, Dennis Leary's alter ego, where he coats himself in cat piss and travels around the neighborhoods. What is he, like a cat burglar? I don't even remember.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So he covers himself in cat piss and steals stuff. We need a logo for Cat Piss Man. So I'm asking you, the listeners, to draw a logo for Cat Piss Man for a t-shirt. You can email us your pictures at the4ampodcast@gmail.com, and you have until September 13th, which is Friday the 13th. Ooh, spooky.
It'll probably still be hot as balls.
Yeah, it probably will still be awful. You have until Friday the 13th of September to send in those drawings, and the winner will be chosen on our last Superhero Summer episode. And the winner of this contest gets their logo on a t-shirt, which will go in our official Teespring shop. No, I'm sorry, you don't get a cut of t-shirt sales. But what you do get is a copy of your logo on a shirt, and we're going to sign that shirt and send it to you. And we'll put your name up on our thank you page, and you'll be credited for the t-shirt design and everything like that. So get those logos in to the 4ampodcast@gmail.com by September 13th. So that said, let's start our superhero summer, and our first movie was Howard the Duck, chosen by Tony.
Boo.
You know what? I was asked to name a superhero movie. This is the first one that could hatch.
Oh my god. All right. Give us...
That's a good...
So we did Howard the Duck from 1986, also known as Howard, a New Breed of Hero in other countries. It was directed by Willard Huyck. I don't know if that's
related to Goofy?
Yes. That's probably not how it's pronounced, but whatever.
Who cares he made this movie?
Yeah, pretty much. He's also the director of French Postcards and Best Defense.
So wait, is that a movie, or he like previously has only directed French?
I don't know
postcards?
because no one's ever seen either of these. So,
When Tony hasn't seen them, you know your movie's
Yes.
obscure.
Yeah.
but he was a writer on American Graffiti, More American Graffiti, and Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom.
So he was a Lucas lackey.
Oh, he for sure was a Lucas lackey. Yeah, do we want to get into our personal history with this movie now? Before I get into the...
Sure. I remember seeing this a bunch as a kid, but I don't remember most of this movie. I remember the song at the end, those scary ass goblin monsters that are, spoiler alert, are still scary. And that's pretty much it. That's really all I remember about this movie.
I'm just going to jump in here. The same... I know we rented it, probably copied it, and so we watched it a bunch, but I do actually vaguely remember being like, can we fast forward to the good part, and probably stop around when they get in the truck, because I remember from then on pretty well.
The truck?
Yeah, when she gets kidnapped.
Oh, I didn't remember any of that.
Oh, like that I remember very well, but like the whole thing with the diner and stuff, I don't like any of that shit.
Will.
So I had not seen this until today, but I'd always heard about it when awful movies had come up, especially like awful superhero movies, and I know it has, for some reason, has like a cult following, so I was like, oh, maybe it's not as bad as people think. Man, was I wrong.
Spoiler alert.
Ricky.
Same as Will. I had never seen it. I had been given a choice of the superhero movies to watch, and I chose this one because of that. I was like, oh, it's a Marvel movie. Maybe. Yeah, we'll see. And I had heard about that one infamous, duck human scene.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But other than that, yeah, this was the first time I'd seen it.
Joe.
I loved this movie when I was a kid.
Oh, yeah.
I was also an idiot.
Same.
Little Joe loved them duck
Yeah,
titties.
but it's very similar to Tony. I think I did fast forward a lot to basically to the end part because that monster was freaking cool, and like I like the truck rampage and that stuff.
Yeah. All right, so a little history on this movie. Oh boy. So Beverly almost wasn't played by Leah Thompson. We almost had Tori Amos, Phoebe Cates.
Tori Amos.
Yeah, she was a top pick for a while.
And I guarantee you this would have been the most traumatic thing that ever happened to her.
Yeah.
God damn it. Speaking of traumatic, Paula Abdul, Kim Basinger, or Sarah Jessica Parker.
Kim Basinger, though.
Vicky Bale.
People that almost voiced Howard, we had
A monkey, a chicken, a donkey.
close, John Cusack and Martin Short. But also Rob Paulson and Townsend Coleman. I know you're all looking at the movie Sun Silence, but for context, that's Yakko Warner and The Tick.
Okay.
Oh, cool.
So, prominent voice actors. So originally, okay, if you don't know, this is based on this is the first official Marvel character to get a theatrically released movie.
Wow.
For a whole lot of reasons. Lawsuits and, names tied up in different studios and whatnot. But it's based on the Howard the Duck comic, which is about a raunchy duck who is a detective. Initially, when that came out, there was no explanation for how or why he was the way he was. He was just a duck, and you just accepted it, or you didn't buy the magazine.
Fair.
But George Lucas did buy the magazine. He was a very big fan of this movie, so
I'm a very big fan of this movie.
with the clout he made from the Star Wars films and Indiana Jones, he was like, I want to do Howard the Duck.
Was he a duck on a world full of ducks, or was he...
Initially, he was a duck in the world of humans, and they didn't explain why.
Okay.
At one point, they did give basically this storyline where he is from a world of ducks, or at least anthropomorphic animals.
Did they explain why all the burglars were dogs?
No.
Okay.
Well, no, actually they did.
Burglars and butlers.
Are you
Disney's
saying this is a
racist.
shared universe with Duckburg.
I mean, it's got to be.
And the answer is they're racist.
Okay.
That's all.
That's all I need.
And you totally derailed me here. So, so George Lucas used his clout to make this movie. He was totally behind it. But originally, it was going to be an animated movie but they had like he had some deal with the studio, and they were like, well, you still owe us a live action movie, so he said, fuck it, we'll do it live.
Plus, then George couldn't take the models of the duck breasts home with him.
Well, leave that alone. But the writers, the director, the writer, it's him.
Should be killed.
Yes. Willard and his wife, I believe, they were going to do this in Hawaii because they thought that would just
his wife.
Yeah. They thought it would just be a fun place to go, so they went with the Adam Sandler method of let's do it in Hawaii.
That's a writing team. Willard and his wife.
I don't remember her
Like
name, right? I didn't write it down.
Brothers.
It's best her name not be said.
Yeah, she's probably
The
best to be stricken from all records.
Witness protection.
Yeah, the Coens, the Russos, and Willard and his wife.
Yeah.
Fred Willard.
So, George Lucas himself spent...
It hurts to say it.
It says,
Finish the line.
spent $2 million on the Howard suit.
Yep.
Oh my god.
God damn it.
Just on the suit.
He also around the time, because he wanted them duck titties.
Duck titties aren't cheap.
Yeah.
looks good, but I need more Steve Buscemi with AIDS.
This was a marvel at the time because most of the
Marvel.
most of the animatronics were within the suit. Like there was a bunch of motors and stuff hidden in his ass.
You can tell.
Oh well. Anyway,
When he Mac and me's out.
he also around this time just spent $50 million building his compound, the Lucas Ranch. Then after the nasty little divorce and this movie bombing, he had to sell off a bunch of assets to kind of recoup some of his money. He ended up selling off a big portion of ILM or some animated studio he was working with, which ended up going to Steve Jobs and eventually became Pixar. Mm-hmm. So we can thank Howard for Pixar.
Sure. You're saying Howard gave us a Woody?
Yeah. Some of us here, anyway.
Four Woodies.
And a buzz.
That comes later with alcohol. Thank you, Joe.
There it is.
Believe it or not, there were 8 different actors that were inside the suit at different times, including... Actually, yes!
7 dwarfs and 1 child.
Yes! Actually, you beat me to the punch. But yes, originally this movie was going to mostly be played with a child in the suit. Why? Including the sex
I don't
scene.
know. Jeffrey Jones just asked for it.
Just brought one from home.
I was like, get at least 1 kid in there?
Don't you only get like 20 minutes with him or something in a suit?
Well, that's the thing. That's why they went to having little people fill in, because like they put the child in the suit, which took like 2 hours. Then like every 5 minutes he'd complain about how hot it is, and they only had like 4 hours to shoot with him before he'd have to go home.
Jennings likes them sweaty.
Wow.
Doritos are open.
Yeah.
Also,
They are.
You know what? I don't feel like I'm gonna be ashamed of anything I say during this episode. I feel like Howard the Duck.
Glad he's mentioned that now. George Lucas also brought this up to John Landis, who read the script and then turned it down because he said with the police chase at the end, there would be too many similarities between this and the Blues Brothers.
What the fuck?
Yeah, totally.
Sure.
Yeah, it's the same movie pretty
Yeah,
much.
I mean, really interchangeable.
Shot for shot remake.
Yeah. I wasn't like,
Close.
that's too much like the Blues Brothers, and I don't want to be that one director known for that one thing they did.
Yeah, no, that part where the Blues Brothers saved the orphanage by destroying the laser spectrometer. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Nailed
Cab
it.
Calloway turns into a scorpion monster.
We're here on a mission from God. Now let's bang some ducks.
And speaking of Scorpion Monster, we also have a returning member of the podcast because Mikey from the first Men in Black's movie.
The Scorpion Monster.
Yes. No, Mikey from Men in Black was pretty much the reused design of this creature.
Ah, that makes sense.
The beginning of Men in Black, the monster they pull over with the INS and it jumps out and tries to get the guy.
Posture
It's in the
similar.
music video.
Yeah.
It didn't look anything like this guy.
Watch it again.
it
There's
did.
changes,
When
like
his
they make
mouth-
him
Not from the
bipedal.
waist down, yeah.
When
Yeah,
his mouth freaks
but-
out, he does.
But yeah, his face and the little things on the side.
I mean, to me, he looks
Yeah.
more like a dude from the Max Rebo band. Not one of the good ones like Droopy McCool, but like one of the lesser ones.
Playing that
Name
jizz.
one.
Playing that jizz.
Max Rebo. The blue elephant. He looks like the blue elephant. He looks like the blue
I
elephant.
fucking hate you so much.
He looks like a Greedo.
Greedo's a name, not a race.
Yeah.
In this house.
We're all Greedos.
Greedo.
You racist motherfucker. Oh,
He looks like one
God.
of them Greedos.
But
I just watched the Jay and Silent Bob reboot preview. I don't know what I'm thinking. I'm not in my right mind.
so, George Lucas also will defend this movie
I'm
to
sure.
the death,
Oh, yeah.
apparently.
I'm sure
He also defends the
will.
prequel, so
Which is funny because this is the guy that said if I could find every copy of this holiday edition, I would burn it, smash it, whatever.
By the way, I want to thank Ricky for bringing me a Nestle brand Crunch bar, a perfectly adequate candy bar.
do you need peanut butter to dip it in?
I don't. I'm gonna eat it raw.
That's perfect timing.
As
for that.
Joe
Thank you.
said,
Also, thank you for the Milky Way Dark.
Hershey, it's not as good as a Hershey Crackle.
Very amazing.
you know what?
Tony gets nothing because he picked this movie.
I'm not gonna split hairs here.
All right, that was fun, guys. See you later.
Yeah, it was great.
I didn't want to guess at how much money this movie cost to
Entirely
make.
too much.
It's Lucas 80s money.
I'm gonna say $12 million.
10 million.
18 million.
You could have made an Aliens and a goddamn Predator and had money left over with how much this movie cost.
Joe,
I'm not lying.
Howard the Duck was an alien.
you
Jeffrey
know?
Jones was a predator. What more do you want?
Yeah.
Jeffrey
It was
Jones was a Predator.
36 million goddamn dollars.
Huh?
36 million goddamn dollars.
It was.
Oh my
you
God.
looked it up.
Thanks.
Yeah. No, I had to. I couldn't wait till guessing games. No, you made
broke
Predator.
protocol.
Yeah, Predator was 16 and a half and Aliens was 18 or something like that. I might be reversing those numbers, but like both of those movies were made for cheaper than this.
By the way, apropos of nothing, but have you guys all seen Stan Winston's original design for the 1998 Godzilla?
I remember it being terrible, but
Not
wait,
Stan
no,
Winston's.
no. Oh, yeah, not Stan Winston. Never
You're talking about the one that made it in.
Yeah, not Dum
I'm
Dum
sure I've seen it
Totopolis.
at some point, but I can't
It
recall.
just looks like Godzilla, but like Stan Winston-y.
Okay.
Ricky, we don't pat on the shoulder if we want
Man,
balls.
he's using manners.
We just
Yeah.
say, "Give
I
me
didn't
the
want
balls."
to interrupt.
Have you not? You've listened to this podcast before.
Fair.
That's how we do
Mostly
it.
us
but I'm
interrupting
the
each
fuck-
other.
but
Here's
I'm the
Tony
special
talking.
guest.
Interrupt and do something.
Don't encourage this
Tony
shit. all right?
talks, we interrupt, we move on.
Oh God, I hate all of
And
it.
I go get more margarita. Carry
No,
on.
seriously, the budget of this movie is unacceptable.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? Because both Aliens and Predator featured a man in a suit that looked 10 times better than this.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
Granted, you know, they weren't in the film for as long, but
Wow. But still,
fuck, like, what happened here?
How much does a suit
But
cost
Joe,
again?
2 million?
duck titties.
Predator was made even after this movie, so it's not even like, you know, you're talking about inflation. Fuck. We haven't even started talking about the plot, and I'm already pissed.
What did you say?
So, Joe is off and running. Joe, did you? All right. Since Joe might know this, Will, would you like to start at guessing how much money this movie made?
15.
There's no way this made its money back.
Yeah, I'll give you a clue. It ain't $36 million.
No.
Joe,
I'm going to go with
you're killing me here, Smalls.
10.
Rob,
Rob's guessing 13.
From the toilet. Tony's upset.
Tony's given up on life.
yeah, Rob made a guess that no one heard. Thank you, Joe, for repeating it.
I knew nobody was
Uh,
getting everybody drinks. Why don't you shut your
No one can hear you.
as if you did not get the points. But the actual number is 22 million.
Oh.
So it made some money, just not
Lost a
nearly
lot also.
enough. Yeah, not nearly enough.
I mean,
But that's why we have Pixar. So
Yeah.
it lost enough that Lucas had to sell things.
yeah.
That's okay with me.
Okay.
Nice.
So
All
who's
right.
in the movie?
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Ricky's
All right.
clutch.
Well, we're here.
Let's get through this.
Yeah, you want to talk about that cast?
let's do that.
All right, so we
chat
got
about that.
Leia Thompson as Beverly Switzler, Jeffrey Jones as Dr. Walter Jennings, Tim Robbins as the worst thing ever,
Named.
Phil Blumberg. God damn, this character. like every minute it is on the screen. It's like if someone asks you what's worse than Jar Jar Binks, you say Phil Blumber.
I have in my notes, how is anyone surprised by Jar Jar in the prequels after seeing this?
Yes.
It was the most overacting I'd seen in a while.
And it's Tim Robbins. Like, he knows his shit. Like, he's usually...
Well, he does now.
Yeah.
What
Well,
was
no.
This? What?
This is, don't put this on Tim Robbins. This was the script. They asked for this shit.
Yeah.
Was this before or after Bull Durham? Like, he was good in that.
I don't remember.
I thought it was the 80s, but yeah.
I feel like before, but I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I'm not saying Tim Robbins can. I'm just saying, like...
They set him up to
Yeah.
fail.
No,
Yeah.
it's
It's,
like, you
it's
know...
the Lucas effect.
You know, Liam Neeson and Samuel L. Jackson can act, but they were both
And I've seen
butchered
it-
in the prequels.
Natalie Portman can act.
Yeah,
And
Natalie
I've seen
Portman
Hayden
too.
Christensen do things.
Yeah, he can act better.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll say that. Yeah.
Like,
All right.
he's more capable. Let me ask you this.
All right.
Not related to Howard the Duck. When was the last time Bruce Willis gave a shit?
Bruce Willis
Die
on
Hard
his
3?
I don't give
Maybe.
one shit, like his worst I don't give one shit day.
Pulp
I'm not
Fiction?
saying it's not
Still better than
this.
anything here.
Pulp Fiction.
I'm just
maybe.
curious.
Pulp Fiction, maybe?
Yeah.
He hasn't given a shit since the 2000s. That's for damn sure.
Well, how many diehards are they on? 7, 8? At least not since the second one.
No,
Yeah,
the third
The
one.
third one, I'd
Obviously,
say
the
he
Beavis
gave
and
half a
Butthead
shit for
movie.
the third one.
That's where he put all his all.
Yeah.
Blah, blah. Okay. So yeah, was that everybody?
I mean, Chip Zien did the voice of
okay.
of Howard. That's about it.
Yeah, also they went with this Chip who wasn't much of a name at the time. The intent was they wanted somebody that wasn't a known name, so you'd believe that the duck was real. I guess.
Should have gotten Keith David.
Well, I mean, like, no, literally,
Ryan Reynolds.
they asked the little people that were in the suits and everything. They were like,
Aw.
"You're not going to walk the red carpet for the premiere of this because we
Aw.
want, we want to keep up the illusion."
Back to your
Also-
tree.
Also,
Now he's
meant-
a duck pond.
He meant because they're playing Ewoks.
how many actors did you say were in the suit?
7 doors.
8.
8? Oh, okay.
8 dwarves and a child.
I was just trying to.
No, 7 dwarves and
Oh,
a
and a
child.
child.
I just
About
wanted
to
to make
say.
sure I factored that, that cost of 8 dog crates
Look,
into my how much the
Either
movie
way,
cost.
he did them a favor because they don't have to have their pictures associated with this.
Yeah, well, they're still on IMDb, but
Yeah.
They've gone under
in
on
the
the better.
trivia section under. Did you know this? 8 midgets killed themselves.
They've gone on to better things like Caravan of Courage.
they've gone on to better things like heaven. So, I'm sorry to the little people out there. This is just...
I'm not apologizing. Y'all know.
I'm now just seeing the large amount of contest entries that are all just big middle fingers.
Well, guys,
Little middle finger. Oh man.
Like, here's a Xerox copy of my ass. What?
well, guys, that was Ladybugs 2. We'll see you all in another 6 months.
Shut down by the FCC.
We done been broke again.
Ladybugs too?
They destroyed us. Yeah, Ladybugs. The podcast that almost killed us.
Oh. Okay. Joe
died.
Joe's
Joe, you
dead.
okay?
Can we talk about the movie now?
Can we? I don't know. It's bad.
Yeah.
Not
Done.
as bad as what's happening
Roll the
now.
credits. We're good.
Okay, so Lucas wanted to separate himself from Star Wars and move on to bigger and better things.
Yeah,
So-
done.
Better?
In the first second, we get
Move
2
on to
movies.
things, anyway.
Just
Yeah.
so,
Yeah, well.
you know.
But one's a duck moon, and the other one's also presumably a duck moon. Everything's duck in the duck planet.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah. They hammer home very quickly that this is Duck World. So, there's all these movies that have duck puns that I'm not going to repeat in the
Yeah,
title.
it's-
They don't deserve to be repeated.
There's no need.
Yeah. So, yeah, you see Howard. He looks awful.
Mm-hmm.
Just fucking awful.
Well,
But
You
they'll
don't see
be.
his face yet.
No,
Yeah,
when he
we're-
sits
we're
down
right
in his
away.
chair. Yeah, I mean,
we're skipping over.
Yeah.
Like, it's fucking.
he does his daily routine like a regular person.
Well, here's the problem I have with
product
this.
placement.
Right off the bat. A few actually, but starting with the costume, it is.
Wow.
Oh man,
It is, yeah,
that
it
sounded
is
wet.
that.
That's my review of it.
All right.
No, but like it is.
Broke the sound barrier.
It is really good, and by that I mean it is
What is
exactly what they designed very well. What they designed, however, is horrific.
I see
You know
you're
what I
saying-
mean?
You're saying like it's a the people that made it did a good job
Yes.
in the craftsmanship.
With
Yes,
their crinkled hands.
But the person who designed it,
yeah, with its creepy like flesh-covered eyes, but like everything else has feathers, and the eyes get me more than anything. The
Yeah, the
eyes are
eyes are
just
creepy.
awful. Oh, also fun fact: Leah Thompson had a lot of complaints about this movie.
I can't imagine.
Because she would spend like 2 hours in hair and makeup, then get on set and spend several hours with them having a fight with this damn puppet to get it to do its things, and then they called her Dawn because she actually get to do her part somewhere around dawn. But the first time they trotted this thing out, it had some like mechanical failure and the mouth opened too wide, and it was just horrifying.
it's like a Five Nights at Freddy's.
Yes,
kind of
it ripped
scenario.
the side of the mouth, and it just became a whole thing. But anyway, yeah, this thing is just terrible looking. It's creepy. It is creepy. It's
all right.
terrible. Creepy.
I got things I want to talk about. I'm skipping ahead a little bit. So he sits down in his chair, boom, slam through the wall. Like his chair's shaking.
With Ghostbusters.
Yeah,
it's
it's getting Ghostbusters. Slams through the wall. Slams through some families about to sleep. Slams through their wall. Slams through the wall of the bathroom. At which point we get our first glimpse. Second. Oh yeah, that's
Play
right.
duck.
Play duck.
Second glimpse
Second.
of duck
Yeah,
tits.
I actually had Rob take note. It was 3 minutes in,
Mhm.
and we have like sexual references. We got play duck. There's the nasty
is that
phone
what you were
calls.
asking about? I just
Yeah.
thought you were checking the
I
time
mean,
at which point we wanted to kill ourselves.
It's
Wow.
okay.
That was less than 3.
That's being true to the source material. Fine. Why do ducks have tits? Ducks are not mammals.
Nope.
Ducks
And
do not nurse
make
their
a,
young.
Make a very point. They make
very,
a very intentional point to tell us that on multiple occasions.
Yes.
They apparently still have eggs,
Mhm.
Yep.
yet they have breasts.
Yep. To
For sex appeal.
Yeah.
for the gobbler.
For Lucas.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, technically
Lucas
they have
demanded
breasts,
it.
but they have nipples.
So this is one of those ones
They
where
got breasts. I mean, yeah, they got like lady boobs.
I mean, I could just imagine Lucas sitting in a room arguing with like 20 people.
Yeah.
He's like, no, those ducks are having tits.
and we're not
Like,
talking about like chicken breast, duck breast. We're talking about tits.
yeah.
We're talking about jugs.
Lucas, do you really think they need to have nipples on them? Yeah. Put the nipples on.
Yeah, I think it's just I just really want to make an immersive environment for the kids and their parents. And honestly, I've had this written out for years, and it's my vision. And don't mess with me, because I'll sit on your face and I'll gobble your face off with my asshole.
That took a turn.
That sounds like a demented Kermit the Frog. Like,
Have you not seen?
yeah,
it?
I mean, that basically is George Lucas.
It's like if
but-
Miss Piggy ate Kermit the Frog
Yeah.
and then went on a just crazy
Also,
killing
guys, I just want to thank you for doing this now, because we're about to release the special edition back in theaters.
Yeah.
We were able to do all the things we weren't able to do with the effects budget before.
Yeah, we now have Droopy McCool now has breasts.
Everybody's got breasts. Actually, Howard does say he was going to be a plastic surgeon at one point. Do you think all these nipples are just put on afterwards?
Why? For whom?
I don't know.
What was this rated?
PG.
Oh, fuck.
Oh.
This was still in the era, though, where you can get away with more.
I know,
Yeah.
but
Well,
still.
Yeah, this is also why I hate the ratings board, because I'm sure someone was like, well, they're not real tits, so
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if that
Let
was
the kids
case,
see 'em.
like, where were Leah Thompson's?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
We
Yeah,
got
no.
so close.
You
Came
see-
We
so
can't
close.
see her, and
You
we
see
can't
nipples,
say fuck.
Or
Not
through
hers.
the. Well,
Outline.
She's wearing a sheer
It's
nightie, but that doesn't
not even
count.
sheer.
It's not the same.
It's not. No, no. That's no. After I need something. Like I just watched 2 duck tits in a row. I
Four,
need-
technically.
4 technically.
and a woman masturbating in the tub. Let's
I
not
don't
gloss
yeah.
over that.
I don't
she
think
sure
that's
was.
what
I thought she was,
doing.
yeah.
She was singing "Tonight I'm Gonna Have Love" while her hand was going in that water. I don't think that's in doubt.
The first 5 minutes of this movie is just weirdly hypersexualized. Like the way they build up the Howard character is like he gets a postcard that like talking about like I want to put my bill against yours, and the voicemail that is left for him
It's from
like,
his mother.
Well, no, there's a different one.
Yeah.
There's
But it's
multiple
just-
ones.
and, yeah,
Still
and
the
then
same.
and then the whole like masturbating bath duck. It's just a weird beginning that they just kind of drop immediately.
I want to
Yeah.
quaxty-9 with you.
Again, they were like, we got to tone this down to make it more for general audiences. But like, I guess somebody like skipped every other page or something when they were editing because like,
I'm going to give this one good point in this whole, like, on whatever Duck Earth is scene. I liked Crazy Webby smashing electronics with a baseball bat.
I mean, sure.
Yeah, it made me think of Crazy Eddie. My
Yeah,
heart got
I
warm
think
for a
that's-
second.
yeah.
oh, that was
Yeah.
for sure the
Yeah.
point.
And then
For
that's
those
it.
of you that remember Crazy Eddie,
He was insane.
he was insane.
And yet, and does what? This also annoys me. Sorry,
Until he learned that nobody beats the Wiz.
except Best Buy. But like, just about everything from Earth has a duck counterpart, except a few things like pizza.
Right.
Mm.
What?
It's a spherical food object.
There's no wops in Duck World.
And also, if he's against eating the eggs later, but does that mean they don't have chickens, or are chickens people?
Chickens
I
are
don't know.
people.
I don't know.
All right. So anyway, at this point,
Is there a human on their world now named Howard? Did they swap places?
Yes.
He's a homeless guy
Yeah.
sitting
So-
in that shitty chair.
yeah.
Yeah.
At this
He just
point,
wants his sandwich.
yeah, he is flying through the cosmos. His chair burns up in the atmosphere, but he's fine, and he's just flying on some special.
Our
What's
first
that?
Marvel Sky Anus.
Yeah,
Just noting that.
yeah. I think this one actually accomplished what it was meant to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, it brought Howard to Earth.
Unless we count Unicron. Does Unicron count as a Sky Anus?
Oh, yeah. Also, to
Or
that point,
the hole through the O in the Transformers logo. Does that count as a Sky Anus?
it might. But this is technically first.
Really?
They came out the same year. That actually, the
Transformers
Transformers
came out in 86.
Yeah,
This came out in 86.
Oh,
This
that's
actually
awful.
came out a week before the Transformer
That's
movie.
awful.
What a summer!
Yeah.
So
What a summer to be alive.
Watch Howard the Duck
Yeah.
and then watch Optimus Prime die. Have fun, kids.
And you wonder why I'm screwed up.
all right, Rob,
Continue.
what did you think of the puppet trauma, though, of him bouncing off of everything on the way down? I'm gonna guess it didn't do anything.
It
for
did
you.
not do anything. Like I could, because everything in the only puppet traumatized by the end of this movie was me.
Yeah, fair enough.
Like
Puppet.
nothing. Like there were points where he like totally Mac and me's out, and my it's like my body is rejecting an organ. I can't function. I was like shaking. I think my temperature was down to like 80 degrees, my body temperature, even though it's super hot. I was like dying by not even the end, by what
5
I
minutes.
thought was the end, which was 45 minutes in of this 2-hour movie.
When they go to the laser for the first time.
Yeah, when they're like, all right, well, looks like everything's gonna be all right, and then the screen fades to black, and you're like,
Why is Jeffrey Jones here?
it's like, okay, this must be the end of the movie. There's got to be like 20 minutes left, right? Oh, there's an hour and 20 minutes left.
Yeah,
Okay,
it was the end of the first movie. Now we got to start the second movie.
All right. So now Howard's put in downtown Cleveland.
Yep.
And just craziness happens
too much too.
for no reason. Yeah, we'll get to too much too. So punks immediately grab Howard and decide to like set him up with some nerd guy at the punk club.
Yeah.
And then
It's FurCon, Joe.
Yeah.
Don't call it a nerd club.
fair enough.
I
So
don't-
they're
these
like, hey,
punks-
this guy's into furries here. Like,
By
and
the way,
the bouncer's like, get your yiffin' ass out of my club and tosses him back out.
to all the furries listening, I don't get it, but that's cool. You do you.
Yeah, oh no judgies.
Yeah, there's
Rob
no
doesn't
judges.
kink shame.
No.
Yeah.
What?
What?
Okay, furries you're cool with. Little people, fuck them.
I'm totally for the little people. I'm calling out
Darby
the terrible...
O'Gill and the little people.
Yeah, Darby O'Gill too. Sean Connery singing.
He's for all of the little people. The Lollipop Guild.
Yeah.
The Lilliputians. All of them.
Ewoks.
Yeah.
The Lilliputians.
Well,
No, fuck the Ewoks.
Yeah,
I'm not
that's
for them.
The what are the ones?
Was
in
it Precious
Willow?
Roy in Neverending Story? Or Deep Roy, not Precious.
Precious Roy. I was like, when was Precious Roy?
oh, I so wish
You guys are suckers!
You want to write Falcor? $10.
Oh man.
Just Precious Roy.
Deep
sock
Roy
puppet
never
on the
was
end
Deep
of a-
Roy a Never-Ending Story?
Yeah, he was
Yes.
one of the guys that he rode the racing snail.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Because I'm just thinking of him
Yeah.
in
Willy Wonka.
yeah,
Or Charlie
Willy
and the Chocolate
Wonka,
Factory?
whatever it is.
No,
Charlie.
A steaming turd.
I'm
Was it
for
Charlie?
all
I
of
don't
them. Is what I'm just saying.
yeah, Charlie.
But calling out atrocious working conditions is that's what I'm here to do.
Oh my God! Sorry, now I'm just picturing Precious Roy as all the wump.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
Oh,
And
that's the
instead of
greatest
Charlie, it's Chester.
Chester's
Chester and the Chocolate
Chocolate Factory. What, Syphil and Ollie get the golden tickets?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Syphil and Ollie are his old ass grandparents or whatever
Yeah.
dancing around.
The ones that are all stuck in that bed together.
Syphil just wants more.
Yeah.
A bunch of goose.
The
sent him down
panda
the
guy
chute.
is Willy Wonka.
Mm. Anyway, enough with the Syphil and Ollie crossover.
It's never enough.
So yeah, he gets he's riding on the motorcycles with Satan's sluts. He's just, it's a bunch of craziness, and it's irritating to watch and listen to.
Yeah.
Yep.
So then, all right, Leia Thompson, you catch her a very brief glimpse of her character Beverly rocking out with her band in the punk club, and then they leave, and then two guys are like, "Oh, better go over and show my
Rape
dick
her.
to that." Yeah.
Yeah, apparently, like, the only reaction to females that males have in this universe is rape,
Mhm.
is non-consensual sex.
Cleveland.
So you call me out saying I hate little people, but here you go throwing mad shade at Cleveland of all places.
No, I
Yeah,
believe-
whatever. Come at me.
No, I
Cleveland.
believe it is politically acceptable to make fun of Cleveland.
Yeah,
I
they're
think
like one of the-
Cleveland does it.
One of the
to
few
themselves.
cities you can just
Yeah.
take a shit on.
Cleveland and Detroit. That's
And the entire state of New Jersey.
Listen,
right.
Drew Carey,
Well,
Drew
New
Carey
Jersey
told
doesn't
me
count as
that
a thing.
Cleveland rocks.
No,
And
you're
I-
talking about the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
No. All right,
All right. Anyway,
I give up.
so
I'm going home.
he jumps out. Hold on. So so he jumps out and he's gonna save Beverly with his quack foo.
Yep.
To which one of them replies, he's like, "I don't know, Jimmy. I think I did too much too."
Too much toot. Also, never comes up again. They made up this drug for this moment. This line never comes up again.
Or maybe there was a thing back in the 80s we just missed. The toot epidemic.
Well,
But is it a drug, or are they literally sticking their noses in each other's butts and snorting each
I
other's
don't
farts?
know.
Smelling farts.
But
I
the
don't
drugs
know.
up the butt
Yeah.
first,
Oh, is that it?
and then
you
and then
stuff
and then
stuff
just
a bunch of
get
coke,
up in
like
there.
a
well,
coke.
it has to like germinate in there, and then you fart it out into
It's a
someone
gateway
else's
butt.
face.
Or maybe this is like that,
Cake
you know,
farts.
the putting
get this
a
done.
vodka-soaked tampon in you, like you just put cocaine up your butt and
Yeah.
you get
Yeah,
high.
What
I'm
are
saying.
you doing?
No, that's a thing.
All right.
Also, like
Yeah.
alcohol enemas and
Yeah.
But
I've heard
chugs.
about
Oh, man.
that. My old
People are
science
weird.
teacher used to tell me about alcohol enemas, but
Yeah, some good old butt chugging.
Was your
You know.
teacher Jeffrey Jones?
So
no, that was my after school
Also,
teacher.
I want to quick side note. Did you notice the sweet jacket with all the baby heads on it?
Yeah,
what
I
the
did.
fuck?
I
That
did
was
notice that. That's pretty sweet.
All
I'm
right.
gonna get one of those myself.
I kind of want
So
one.
Steven
Transformer
Seagal,
heads.
Howard the Duck is not. His quack foo sucks to watch.
Yeah, he did
No.
like a stupid flip.
Now I could use the Howard the Duck suit voiced by Steven Seagal.
Oh God!
I could see
no,
that.
use
Yeah.
my quack foo.
Yeah.
It's got a
All
long
right.
ponytail.
So yeah, this is where he finds out he's in Cleveland and that he's on Earth. And he, she asks him if he has any place to go, and he's like, "If I had some place to go, I wouldn't be in Cleveland."
We
Burn.
also,
Yeah.
she has a brief moment of being like, "Holy shit, a talking duck," and then just immediately wants to just get on top of him.
Too much toot.
Maybe,
Yeah.
but like she is right away into this guy.
No, well, this is also in that era of storytelling where women, immediately after being confronted with sexual trauma, are now immediately horny.
Of course.
It's like a ride to hell kind of story progression where you save the girl from being raped, so you get to immediately have sex with her.
Also, it seems like Howard is the only one that it seems in her whole life and throughout this movie treated her even halfway decent. So she's like, yeah, I'm gonna fuck that duck.
He's a nice guy.
Because like literally just by not trying to rape her, she's like,
he's automatically the best guy,
right?
I took him home. He had a chance, and he fell asleep on the little windowsill. Oh, this guy's getting laid.
It's Cleveland. Her
The
standards
greatest
are low.
man in my life.
My wine is ripe. You got a corkscrew, pal?
Jesus.
So, now we go back to Beverly's apartment. She offers to give him some milk in a bowl.
Yep.
And he's like, just give me a beer. And I don't know why I
In a
laughed
bowl.
at when he was like, I'll put you in a bowl.
I think
Like-
I chuckled at that point too, just because it was so
It's as
out
clever
of
as this
nowhere,
movie gets.
Because it's the reaction that we would have had probably.
Well,
Yeah.
it's kind of endearing. He's just, awkward, whatever.
I'll put you in a bowl, slurp you off the floor.
Yeah.
At some point, I don't know if it was before or after this, he's like, what the hell am I doing here? And I was like, yeah, I'm thinking the same thing.
Yeah. So
Which is the reaction of the entire audience.
now you want to talk about inappropriate reactions. They talk for a little bit. Howard talks about his career aspirations, that he sold out. And then he basically just like sits down on the windowsill, passes out. So, she tucks him in, then goes through his wallet,
Like you do.
and then finds
That's what I do when you guys fall asleep.
Yeah, an unwrapped condom.
Just a loose condom.
Yeah, just
It's real tiny.
just chilling in
It
there.
is real tiny. That's
and
true.
she's just like, "Oh, Howard, you're incorrigible." And
What
just,
is this, a condom
puts
for
it back
ants?
in there. Yeah. Mind you, I want to see what kind of condom would work on a explosive maze-solving duck penis. Like,
You have to
I
get
don't
them
know-
custom made.
yeah, like
I mean, it's pretty much like a sausage casing, right?
Again, they have tits with nipples, so
Yeah.
who knows what's happening in his downstairs mix-up.
yeah. All right. So either way, he's not very hygienic with his prophylactics.
It's with
Yes.
Yeah.
Also,
But yeah, her response.
why does it have to be loose? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
make a Trojan duck
Like,
pun.
Yeah, just
Like-
put
you
it in
wouldn't
the
have gotten
wrapper,
it.
and we would have been fine.
They threw every duck pun under the sun, but
Yeah.
they couldn't think of one for a condom.
Right.
Could they just not think of a way of like working like a quack or a feather or something into like a condom brand name?
Or just call it duct tape or some shit.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh,
whatever.
It works.
You get the idea. It's a condom.
I get the idea, all right.
But
I want to get it out.
but her reaction is what really got me. Oh, Howard, what am I going to do with you? Like,
Yeah.
no, this
You're
is-
going through his private property.
Well, yes, but also this is like a shit pantsing moment of what am I going to do? This is a talking duck from a different planet that's now in my apartment.
So
What the fuck?
I'm going to put him in a trash bag and drag his ass around the city
Yeah.
to take him to a museum.
Because she was afraid a talking duck would be too scary.
Yeah.
So a talking trash bag she's dragging behind her.
With lots of holes.
With
Okay.
a beak sticking out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they
Totally
make that
fine.
same joke in the Sonic trailer too.
Pretty,
They-
Or like
yeah.
stuff them in a duffel bag.
Yeah, that one at least they do make a joke about because they're like, "Is that your kid in there?" And he's like, "No," or "Yes,"
Or
or
my
whatever. And
kid.
like, ha,
Who
it's
looks
actually
better, Sonic or Howard?
Howard.
We haven't seen the new Sonic yet.
I haven't seen the redesign.
I'm talking about as
All right.
as things stand.
Yeah,
I
now.
will
what
stick
I've
with
seen.
Howard looks better only because Sonic should know better by now in
Yeah.
2019.
You would think.
Howard should.
Even
Sonic
still-
should know better.
You change those eyes, I think we can make this work.
Mm-hmm.
Give them
Sonic,
duck eyes.
all of it's just
Scary.
wrong.
Yeah. All right.
So
I'm just curious.
That's my opinion.
Let's.
I don't know.
I mean, let's talk about the movie still, but let's talk about it at faster speed because this is.
all right. Well, we're meeting Tim Robbins, and let's say I'll tell you what I don't like, and I tell you what I do like.
Everything,
Okay.
nothing.
So Tim
Speaking
Robbins. Tim Robbins.
Speaking of
is-
speed, here's Tim Robbins.
Yeah. I don't know what direction he received,
too much toot.
what was going on here, but this character is fucking insufferable.
It's like
Oh,
Mr. Lucas, I really don't think that it's appropriate for me to.
Do you want some more toot, Tim? Do you want some more toot?
Oh, I'll give it to you.
He's like, I don't want to find out what you think that is.
That's where
I just need to shoot my scenes and get out of
That's
here.
where George Lucas sits on your chest and farts into your mouth.
Just to clarify,
Like an
you
Ewok
want me
costume.
you want me to play like kind of the mousy nerdy
Most of
guy or the best friend or something? No, you're a mad scientist who just did a bunch of drugs. Go.
But you're actually a janitor.
All right, so it's not Tim Robbins' fault, but I don't know if I'm ever going to be able to look at him the same way. But either way, like that's why I hated. What I liked is Leah Thompson, Beverly, and Howard are immediately like, this was a mistake. Get the fuck out.
Yeah.
I kind of appreciated the one shot of when they were walking in the museum and you see the evolutionary ladder of ducks.
Okay.
I mean, I thought that was kind of funny.
Yeah.
But then, Howard's just like, he's like, Beverly, I can't believe you would even take me to see that. That was the worst thing ever. And he's still high on the righteous anger of, being confronted by Tim Robbins. So he tells her to get the fuck out.
Yeah.
And
whatever.
Chases everyone away.
So we have the third act breakup
Yeah.
But we do that like
in the first act.
Yeah, transitioning between the first and the second act. And then he's like, all right, I'm just going to go work at the employment, go to the employment agency.
Yep.
And
In clothes stolen from the toddler section of the Goodwill.
yep. Oh, I'm sure at Goodwill, they just saw him take that and were like, that's fine.
Was it Goodwill or?
He said Goodwill,
believe
yeah.
he said Goodwill,
I
yeah.
thought maybe Jeffrey just left his car unlocked or something.
I was looking for some way to get
I mean,
rid of
that's
these
how
anyway.
they got on the set. But the reason why they were
In the
provided...
movie.
They were written into the script.
I don't know why you're beating on Tim Robbins so bad, Joe. I think this is better than his Shawshank performance, personally. But you
Someone's on too much, too.
it's Lucas toot though. It's bad.
All right, so...
Either way, you're going to end up crawling through a bunch of shit.
So, all right, there's this lady who's just like, I'm going to get you a job. I don't know what you're trying to pull, but you're going to work. I'm like, I want this person to exist today. Like, if you had a few more of these people.
She
a
never really
pro.
she never really
Yeah.
says if she acknowledges the fact that it's he's a duck.
She doesn't care.
She doesn't
Yeah,
care.
she
She
give
kind
one
of
shit.
does because the job she gives him is like a water expert. or
And
something.
she says, I think you'll take to this like a duck to water.
Yeah.
All right.
Right.
Why, when she turns
What?
around, does he decide he needs to bite her in the
Pervert.
ass?
He's a pervert, yeah.
He's
Which is-
horny. He's got that condom. He's horny.
Yeah, he's
yeah.
a thirsty duck, man.
Just right for the ass bite.
Yeah.
All right.
That's how they do it.
But also, she's reacting to him like he's a guy who got too many tattoos or something. And she's just like, give me all these weird freaks and the hard cases, but I'm still going to find you a job. Like, you do realize he has like a beak, right? Like,
No, she thinks he's doing that just to get out of work.
but yeah, again, doing that. Doing what? This isn't a piercing.
Like
it's a beak.
Like he went and got like all his surgery done, so he
Or
wouldn't
he's
have to
in,
work anymore.
or he's in a shitty, overpriced duck
He's
suit.
in a shitty overpriced duck suit. Yeah.
All right.
just a hardcore furry, all right.
So, yeah, he's
Feathery.
he is off to work in what I would describe as a fuck spa.
oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Just
Wikipedia calls it a sex spa. So,
Yeah.
but fuck spa is more accurate. Fuck
just
sauna.
because, sure, we're
It's PG. Let's
we're
throw in a
walking around
fuck
the
spa.
fuck spa. His boss just tosses him in a jacuzzi to get some blockage out,
Oh God.
while
That's
two
gotta
people are fucking there.
Yeah, while there are customers in there,
I'll tell you what,
And they do not care.
they don't.
ladies that I will never have sex with. I'll tell you what is a definite turn off for
All
Joe.
of you.
Additions of ducks to our spa sex. It's not going to work.
So
Immediately over.
wait.
What?
How do you find this out beforehand?
I'm pretty sure. I
Is
think
this like a first date ask?
it's a safe conjecture, Rob.
Like,
Well, no.
so
I mean, maybe
we're
if
having a real good
At
time.
some point in the relationship, Joe will take him to a fuck spa, and he'll have one of his friends
I
toss
honestly-
a duck in and see what
yeah,
happens.
I honestly forgot that that was a thing that you could do. I mean, that's not off the table.
Now,
But if a duck shows up, it's over. I'm going to ask for my refund.
so is Howard the Duck a little bit of a Mary Sue?
Explain yourself.
Like,
Counselor.
all the ladies seem to be infatuated with this duck.
Mm-hmm.
He can seem to do no wrong. Except He's clumsy. That's his only thing.
Well, he chased off Beverly for a little bit.
Yeah,
she
but she
immediately
came
took
right
him
back. She
Yeah.
came right back, and she was sad about it the whole time.
Yeah.
I feel like
he fucks
So you're
up
saying-
in a few of his fights.
You're saying he's a manic pixie duck.
I feel like Howard the Duck is George Lucas's Bella Swan.
Alter ego.
He sees himself in Howard.
I think Howard the Duck is George Lucas's wet dream.
George Lucas probably can't swim. Definitely can't fly. But dreams
I
to.
think he's more of an aggressive floater. Do with that what you will.
Definitely an aggressive floater. Anyway, speaking of aggressive floaters.
Yeah, he's had at least 4 flushes now and we haven't gotten rid of him.
Yeah. Howard is currently skimming off the top of this spa.
Whoa.
And here is where he says that he can't swim.
Mhm.
What are we even talking about right now?
It's a joke,
Well-
Rob. Because comedy.
Most ducks probably can't swim. They just naturally
Ducks can't
float.
not swim
Yeah.
is the thing. That's what I'm saying. Ducks can't not swim.
Wait, no, they can dive. Yeah, they can still swim. Yeah.
Yeah, they can intentionally dive if they use their wings to
Yeah.
flap them downwards, but they have
Underwater
paddles
flying.
for feet.
Yeah.
They have boats for bodies.
His body's not exactly a boat.
It's not exactly an airplane.
No, but he can't fly either.
That's true.
So
He's
And
just
yet he
garbage.
does both in this. movie.
he's defying all
garbage.
duck-related things.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, so we descend from chimpanzees, but we can't brachiate. So I think that's the logic that they're using. I mean, some of us can, but no one in this room is coming anywhere near close to brachiation.
Although I have been called a gorilla on occasion.
Yeah, I can barely stand upright.
And I do drag my knuckles. But
I can
So-
brachiosaurus.
He decides to throw his boss in a puddle of mud and
or
quit the
something.
job.
yeah.
Yeah.
or something.
And then he goes off on a bus, freaks everyone out, learns about duck hunting, gets freaked out about that, sees Daffy Duck, gets freaked out about that.
Okay, hold up. Just a few things here. He gets on a bus and freaks everyone out. Everyone is rightly freaked out because there's a talking duck the size of a toddler just on the bus.
That's a duck, man! That's a duck!
You're
However-
right, sir.
However,
Yes.
the fuck spa, people go in there and a talking duck who, best case scenario from what we've gotten from this movie, people believe to be a child in a suit is cleaning up your jizz.
Let me explain this to you, okay? On the street, you notice a lot of things, all right? When I'm at work, wearing my work uniform,
At the fuck spot.
nobody even acknowledges me as a human being. I might as well not exist.
I'll allow it.
Think about that.
He kind of does like the gladiator speech before each shift, where he's like, "Whatever comes through those doors, we're gonna stick together. We're gonna get through
Wait,
this."
was it Gladiator or Lord of the Rings?
Both actually, yeah.
Are you not entertained at this fuck spot?
No,
I
for this
am
movie,
not
no.
entertained.
Yeah, no.
All I could think of was he's like, I can't swim. I'm just thinking of the little girl in Waterworld. It's like, I can't swim. And I'm like, well, then you deserve to die.
And I hope you burn in hell.
I also feel like if you're the kind of person that goes to a fuck spa, there's not going to be a lot that bothers you.
Yeah.
So a talking duck that get whatever.
Well, you probably just assume that that's someone's fetish he's going off
Yeah.
to deal with.
Oh, God. But yeah, also... and
We call
maybe-
that one the Jeffrey Jones.
Fucking hell. And maybe this is just me, and especially because, again, this movie's not exactly captivating my brain here. But I'm like, if I'm a talking duck on this world and I see Daffy Duck, I'm gonna have a lot of questions.
Oh, he did.
No, he just kind of freaks out. Like, I think the intent was that the duck got hurt and that scared him. But I'd be
That one
like,
smells.
do you have other talking ducks?
Too much toot.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that is too much.
Yeah. All right. Toot level exceeded.
I get my theories are not always well accepted, but that's not the best way to shut me up, Joe.
It's working though.
Effective.
Effective. So, all right, we got to go now. We got to go back to Beverly because he can't handle things on his own. She's playing kind of like a sad song, and he's like, "Oh, that's Beverly's manager. Oh, he's an asshole. He's not going to pay them until Beverly has sex with him. Perfect." So he's like, "I'm going to go deal with him." And Beverly's manager just takes him and slides him along the length of the bar.
Yep.
Yeah, that's pretty much exactly how every negotiation in my marriage has gone so far.
Yep.
Sure.
So, yeah, now
Take that as you will.
Howard's like, fuck it. I'm getting back on the bar, and I'm kicking all these guys' asses.
He slaps that one guy with a towel, then ramps it up a notch and hits the next guy with a bottle.
Yeah. That the bartender provides him.
Yeah. And did you notice the bartender?
Yeah, he was a little weird.
Oh my god! And it doesn't stop there. Check out his IMDb. His photo for his IMDb page is like him in like some weird like Transylvanian vampire getup with an eye patch and shit. Like it's bizarre.
John.
Also, the dude that gets slapped with the towel.
Yep.
I don't know if you recognize that guy.
I did.
From the Super Mario Brother movie.
He
just does not learn, apparently.
He also was the guy that took Cameron's dad's car.
and Ferris Bueller.
Yeah, and drove it all over Chicago.
Right. He's kind of like a Weasley looking guy.
Yeah.
At least that's a good movie, though. Like, Jesus.
Eric's response to him was, "What the hell is that?"
And that's correct.
Yeah. So then he grabs Beverly's manager, stabs an ice pick through his earring to pin him to the bar. He's like, "Give me the money." And then, he gets the money. He's like, "You're not their manager anymore. Publicly denounce that you are their manager. Revoke your right to it or whatever." And then, so he gets the money. He's like, "All right, I'm going to go back and see the band because I'm their manager now." Mm-hmm. Boom.
That's right. I have declared myself their manager. Therefore, I get to go into their dressing room.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, the duck just kicked everything's ass, and it's...
Sure, we'll go with that.
Yeah, I'm not going to touch him.
stand
I'm not going
in
to
his
stop
way.
him from going to see the girls.
I like that
Is
no
there
one...
even a bouncer at the door?
No.
There was last time he was here, but...
Well, there's a bouncer at the door to the club,
Door to
but
the dressing room.
the dressing room, it is answered by one of the girls. Like, just nobody's...
Just the Wild West.
Nobody's
back there.
watching, yeah.
All right,
Wow.
so sees the band, and yes, this dressing room desperately needs a guard. Because after he's there for like 1 minute, fucking Tim Robbins shows up again and makes a noise.
He's Kramer. He's just Kramer.
Yeah.
Wait, two things with this.
No,
One,
he's the worst version. He's
let's
Kessler.
not forget, Howard comes in and he makes some comment about how he's irresistible and like makes a pass at these other two girls, which, don't get me wrong, they're very attractive girls. Got Holly Robinson Pete, I believe.
Where's she from?
Oh, fuck.
I remember her from something. Like
She's been in a bunch of things, but
I've
I
stared at her before.
can't quite, I can't think of the names now.
All right, either way.
Moving on.
But yeah, okay. So Tim Robbins comes in. And this noise he makes.
Was it like
I think the girls are just like, they saw him and they were like, did more toot before the show than I thought I did. Let's just see where this goes.
Isn't one of them dating him?
Yes.
Yeah.
Sadly. Also,
How did that happen?
did you catch what he said when he got there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got here just in time to watch you undress.
Yeah, I missed the show, but I'm here to watch you undress.
Yeah.
All I could think of was when he said,
Dang hell.
"No sex, I'm working."
Yeah! Like, what the fuck is going on with this
That is
world?
not a reality.
I think it's around this part, I had this moment where I started watching the movie, and it was like the end of 2001: A Space Odyssey. Like, I was just blank-faced, and it was washing over me.
No, I had the twitch going, and I think
I had a twitch.
most of the time Tim Robbins talked, I made a noise like, so I couldn't
He
really
made those noises too.
Yeah, I couldn't really understand what he was saying.
Yeah, despite the heat, I was sunk into the couch.
Yeah. Just ensconced in a layer of sweaty cushions.
Yeah, just
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Classic. Yeah.
Like, that couch is going to need you might have to rent the rug doctor.
yeah, definitely. I need to get the Rob Dander out of it.
Yeah.
Oh yes,
All right.
you will pray for death. And I did.
So now we go back to Beverly's apartment.
yeah, we do.
Yeah, and Howard's sort of flirting with her, and he's like, "Oh, let me do this keyboard. Let me show off the keyboard skills." Spoiler alert: he doesn't have keyboard skills.
Well,
He has 80s keyboard
He has the
skills.
ability to push the demo button
Yep.
and then mash what passes as his hands.
Weird duck hands.
keyboard. cat.
Meanwhile, Leah Thompson apparently just got out of the shower or something. She's wearing not much at all.
Those nice 80s
Just
underwear
the
that's
right
like
amount.
the nice V.
Yep. That ass, though, when she gets on the bed.
Oh, yeah.
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 Oh yeah.
Howard's like, I don't know how yet, but I'm going to try to make this work.
I'm going to try and bite that.
Yeah.
It's like I don't know how our anatomies match up, but I'm excited.
She is not prepared for what is probably a 3-foot long explosive penis. If we're going with duck proportions.
Well, judging by the size of that condom, I would say no.
Oh.
Fair.
Oh,
In fact, I'm pretty sure they didn't know about that back then. But knowing what we know about the duck's reproductive system,
Yeah, but
it's a
you know
goddamn nightmare.
what? But they evolved out of their wings,
Yeah.
and they can't swim anymore.
Yep.
And his feet are very small. Just saying, they're not very big and flipper-like.
Yeah.
more importantly, let's not forget they did no research for this movie.
That
Let's
too.
not pretend
That
like
too.
any science
Yeah.
was used.
And
at
it
all.
is Lucas's Bella Swan, so chances are
It also has a small dick.
he wants to go to
I
the
mean,
Zelensky
allegedly.
house
Yeah.
and put that shrink ray on opposite.
I don't know. I'm still going with, I'm going to say a duck. Your common mallard's about 1 foot long, and its penis is about 9 inches long.
Yep.
Howard's 3'2".
Nope, he's grown out of it.
I'm going to say he has at least a 27-inch penis.
They've
at full explosion.
They've evolved past it. He's got maybe.
I'm saying it's going into. It's going up a fallopian tube into an ovary.
No, picture this zebra
and causing a disaster.
Picture this zebra roll. But the stripes represent the actual curves, but this length, not this girth.
Robert, 20 years ago,
Yes, Joel.
when I met you,
Yeah.
I did not anticipate that 20 years from that day, I would be sitting across from you at a table arguing about Howard the Duck's penis.
And yet,
Here we are.
here we are.
But you're not upset about it.
And you know why? Because Will took the Doritos away from me and gave me a stink face about it. Tony, may I have a napkin, please? I'm going to ask Will politely to pour some Doritos out on a napkin for me.
They kept
So I don't-
popping my mic in
So I
my
don't
face.
interrupt his microphone.
I'm going
Please
to.
pour some out for your homie.
I tried
No, I'll do it.
to avoid
will
it, but.
forever do everything he can to make sure this podcast does not stay anywhere near the rails.
Correct.
So Howard the Duck, micro penis and all, gets into bed with.
This is where
It's Leah Thompson, and my brain keeps
Yeah.
saying Taya Leone, and I know it's not.
it's not Taya
I
Leone.
know
She has more class than that.
Yeah.
Oh, that was another thing.
Less than that.
She said she.
I mean,
I mean,
99% of women have more class than that.
wow, what the hell did she do
Joe's
to
throwing
you?
some
What's that?
shade at David Duchovny over here.
David Duchovny?
Yeah, isn't Taya Leone David Duchovny's?
No, I'm saying she has more
Excellent.
class than to be in this movie.
Oh.
Yes.
I mean,
Jurassic
I know
Park
she did
3.
more than one Michael Bay movie.
Whoa,
but,
whoa,
like,
whoa. What?
What?
Did you just throw out Jurassic Park 3?
Taya Leone?
Uh-huh.
Wasn't she in that?
Yeah.
Okay.
You comparing that to this?
Oh, I'll take 10 Jurassic Park 3s over Howard the Duck.
I mean,
It still sucks. It still sucks a
Oh,
lot.
it sucks balls,
But
but
I'll
it is
take
not
it over
Howard
this.
the Duck.
But this one sucks balls and asshole.
I mean, the only thing I'll give this is it's shorter, even
But
though
I'm
it feels like a fucking
but
grind.
Jurassic Park 3, Taya Leone should have known better.
Yeah.
I think
This was
by
way
that
back in the
point,
day.
yeah.
This was like
she was paying for a divorce.
Yeah.
It was,
she was in mom jeans.
Mm,
She had
nothing
a
wrong
All
with
right,
that.
all right,
She had a
fair
mom
enough.
haircut.
Fair enough.
Nothing wrong with that.
I really,
playing
again,
a
like
mom.
Tim Robbins, I can't fault Leah Thompson for this one.
All right.
She was
and then-
young and she needed the money.
Well, Rick and I had actually a little fan theory going. Maybe this was like this was a timeline in which Leah Thompson actually ended up sleeping with her son Marty, and Howard was their horrible mutant offspring.
How long has it been since you two have done Toot?
15, 20 minutes, probably.
You took a big one before.
I did take a big toot. I took a big toot before we started.
All right.
A couple of them, actually.
So, she lays on the seduction. There's my one pun you're
Oh,
gonna
you
get.
son of a bitch.
Yeah, and like
They're about to get
she's about
down.
to whip the top off, and he's like, no.
And I'm like, what?
Yeah, I'm like, Howard, come on now. So then, they
Let us have
do a
something.
one kiss. Fucking Phil walks in the apartment. He brings a Jeffrey Jones. That's a rude thing to do.
Yeah.
Total party foul.
And some other dude who's just, we're done with him like a minute later. But
yeah, what happened to that guy?
All right. To be fair,
yes.
anytime you have a half-naked woman in bed with a child wearing a duck costume, Jeffrey Jones is bound to show up.
It's like saying Candyman in the mirror. He's going over here.
And
That's
he'll
his
throw
version
out-
of
He'll
Beetlejuice.
throw out the famous RoboCop line: "Bitches leave."
I thought you were going to say I'd pay that. I'd buy that for $1.
Well, that too.
He said that on the way up. Okay, so now they're like, oh, by the way, here's a whole nother movie we're going to drop
Yeah.
on you. God damn it. So, and you're like, good, because this one isn't fucking going anywhere. So,
Actually, we're not even at the other movie yet.
yeah. So he's like, check it out. We got this laser spectroscope. We fired it at something.
Yeah, you just need to plot rapid fire
Yeah.
at us at this point, Joe.
We hit your planet. All we got was a feather. Turns out, we got you. You just didn't land in the lab because who the hell knows?
Science.
Yeah.
Made
So-
up science.
We want you to go
Think
back
of
to the
plot.
lab, and we're
Yeah.
going to try this again. Apparently, in the testing of this, however, something goes horribly wrong.
Yeah. Like,
As they do.
yeah. Jeffrey Jones is, or Dr. Jennings, he's playing. He's like, I'll go back first and get it warmed up and just, load up on evil. Yeah. Snort a bunch of toot before I fire the giant laser.
Snort or toot.
So, yeah, they get to the lab. Everything's fucking wrong.
Some dude just got turned into
Yeah.
Two-Face.
Yep. They
He's
were like,
screaming
how
about the universe.
dare we play God with the universe? And then now the cops are showing up. They're they're going to arrest Howard. They strip him down to his shorts, trying to get his duck costume off. And then
Yeah, that was weird.
This is the most Mac and me.
yep.
This was clearly, he was a puppet head coming out of that cabinet or whatever behind him, and the rest of this was just
Something.
flapping in the breeze.
A boglin. They just
Yeah, he was a boglin.
stapled to the wall.
All right, gentlemen. Serious talk time. It's time to man up. This or Mac and Me? What are we going with?
Oh,
Mac and me.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Mac and me. Mac and me is shorter, or at least feels shorter.
Kid goes off a cliff in a
Goes
wheelchair.
off a cliff in a wheelchair. Mac and me and his family look absolutely more ridiculous. Easier to make fun of.
This, Howard is probably the better movie,
Disagree.
but
No, Howard's better made.
It's definitely better made.
Also,
Sadly, I would say
partially
Mac and Me's
disagree.
better written. That McDonald's scene in Mac and Me is fucking nuts.
I'm not entirely convinced that the effects in Mac and Me were not better than the ILM effects in
Yeah.
Howard the Duck.
You could comfort yourself on the
No.
fact that
The
it
claymation was
not-
great.
the amount of money that could have bought you a Predator and an Aliens was spent.
Yeah. No, Mac
On
and Me
this-
is probably the better watch overall.
I laughed at Mac and Me.
Yes.
I just cried.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I'm leaning towards. You guys feel free to weigh in.
Yeah, I've not seen Mac and Me. So.
Mac and Me.
Oh, no?
Uh,
Have you seen?
That-
oh,
that should be initiation to the podcast.
zero tits of any kind.
Yeah,
I would
in
say
Mac and
whichever
Me.
is shorter.
Yeah,
That is not true.
You could argue that Mac had tits.
if you want to go that way, but his mom and his sister are walking around topless the whole time.
Yeah, but
yeah,
not-
but there is no
not
genitalia to
tits.
be
There's
found.
like
There's no
nothing.
genitalia, but
They just got them
They got-
DSMs.
Yeah, but so did the dudes.
they had saggy pecs, maybe. Whatever.
Again, so did
They
the
had
dudes.
saggy
Yeah, not the same thing.
Yeah. All right.
Not the same thing.
So anyway, all right. So they're like, they escape. Who cares? They find Jeffrey Jones. Jeffrey Jones is like, something's not right, but I got a car around back. Let's get out of here. The cops are useless. They don't
Horribly
stop 'em.
80-yard cops.
Yeah. So yeah, it sounded like one of those cops was 80-yard by like the guy who, not Commissioner Gordon, but in the 89 Batman, the hefty
Bullock?
dude that the Joker shoots.
Bullock.
That was Bullock. Yeah. It
Oh,
sounded
wait,
like it was
no,
like
no, no. I'm thinking of the cartoon.
that was
You're,
Eckhart.
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 yes.
Yeah. It sounded
My
like his
God.
voice where he's like, "Shoot to kill."
I was thinking that almost sounded like the dude
I
that
say,
does
you're full
like
of
Zap
shit,
Brannigan.
Knox.
Like he had a little bit of that in there.
Yeah.
Oh, a Porkins?
Mm.
Yeah,
Jack
Porkins.
Porkins.
Yes.
Yeah.
Jack
All right.
Porkins.
So now they're driving away, and
They pick up a Jeffrey Jones.
Dr.
Yeah.
Jennings is freaking out while he's driving.
Well, they're having him drive,
Yeah.
even though he looks like he's about to shit his intestines.
And he's
He had some
saying,
Taco
like,
Bell.
my internal organs are changing to something else.
yeah, there's
That's when I'm like, you know what? I'm going to reach over and just turn the key off.
yeah. He's like, listen, there's some evil inside
Yeah.
me, and it's trying to get out. And I'm like, why don't you lay down and back?
I understand Howard
Oh, look,
can't.
a Mickey D's.
Yeah, I understand
That
Howard
was
can't
me
reach the
after
brake,
Taco Bell today.
but like you could shift
Trying
it
to get
into
out.
neutral. You could turn the key. You could do something.
Yeah,
All right, so
grab the wheel.
what
This
they
movie could've done a
decide
lot
to
of
do
things.
is go to Joe
Anything.
Romo's.
Yeah,
Well, they
what
almost
the
crash into it.
Fuck is going on at Joe
No
Romo's?
idea. No.
Cajun
Sushi, man.
Yeah.
Sue SUE.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
because it's a diner, and what the hell?
And yeah, they have like your like classic diner uniforms with Danielson headbands.
Yep.
I would go there. I would try it.
Sure.
And you would unleash it on my bathroom.
And yeah,
Yeah.
You drive home looking like Jeffrey Jones.
Yeah.
I don't
I
know
mean,
why
he
I
had to
that
turn
deep
his
fried
insides into something
California
else.
roll. Guy Fieri would go there.
Yeah. Guy Fieri would go.
Guy Fieri probably
Cajun
owns it.
sushi
He would
goes
he
well
would help
with
them
donkey
kill
sauce.
Howard while he was there.
One-way ticket to Flavor Town.
Try the extra donkey sauce. Yeah. Extreme.
All right, so Dr. Jennings is just like, Jennings isn't here anymore. I'm a dark galactic overlord.
He just keeps going on about this is going to be the end of
Yeah.
all existence.
They're
You're
like,
gonna
all right.
die.
Yeah,
No,
Howard's
no,
like,
no,
oh
no.
no, you gave me eggs. I'm freaking out. The waitress is like talking about psychic boomerangs. Dr. Jennings fires up the eye lasers and does the bottle cap challenge on the mustard and ketchup. And then, like, just these three truckers are like, oh, we haven't sexually assaulted Leah Thompson in a while. Let's see what's going on there.
Well, they've been making their way around the diner, sexually assaulting every lady there.
Yeah, they're just making their rounds.
No, okay, so who sexually assaults a lady when there's an adult male and presumably some sort of child sitting at the table with her?
I mean, if you're like done one sexual assault, you're
yeah.
probably down for any kind of
I mean,
sexual
at
assault.
Joe Romo's,
I
Yeah,
guess.
oh, no.
shit gets real fast.
I forgot who was that brought this up, but the waitress is like, "Oh, your kid looks so cute in that costume," and then gets him a beer.
Yeah, well, you know. It's Joe,
It's Joe
Romo.
Romo's. Yeah.
Yeah,
Anything goes.
Everybody's on
Yeah.
too.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, there's a fight breaks out, and they're like, "Oh yeah, that's fine.
Yeah,
Yeah, that happens all the time."
Yeah, this is what goes on here.
All right, so
Just like Leah Thompson, like
yeah, they're like,
we've seen her in her undies, and that's pretty great. But I mean, she's not. There are other women in this universe. They're all around. Why are they focusing on this?
why are they going around raping women? Like,
Well, that's
Yeah,
what
no,
I'm saying. Like what? Like what
That's
is
the thing.
it?
They're not. I don't think they're focusing on her. I think they just do that to everyone. Like
Yeah.
every
Which
guy
So it's just her
Yeah.
turn.
is just seconds away from raping
yeah,
the nearest
they,
lady.
they do the old "I'm stealing your code key so you can't go home" trick.
Yeah.
And
Also, is this the key to your duckmobile? How would you even know that's a key? It looks like a remote control to a TV.
oh no, he just
Or
takes
a
it because he
flash
knows
drive.
it bother him that he has it.
Eh.
So a random fight breaks out and it sucks.
At
Some
some
delicious
point-
pies.
Do you
are
want to see
wasted.
Howard holding pies while everybody else smashes their
Shove
faces
it.
into them?
Exciting, isn't it?
Then Howard kicks his own ass on like some jackass stunt on a rolling table, and then the whole bar is like, all right, or the whole diner is like, all right, let's fucking eat them.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
yeah.
clearly a sentient person communicating with us. Fuck it.
Cut his head off.
We're eating them.
Well, yeah. I
Looks like meat's back on the menu,
yeah.
boys.
Yeah, and I'm looking at the time. I'm like, oh, it's been an hour and a half already. Obviously, Howard dies here. This is the end of the film because there's no way this dumbass Howard the Duck movie could be more than an hour and a half long. That would be ridiculous.
Wrong.
You also like presumably half this diner went from thinking this was a child in a suit to realizing he's a sentient duck and deciding eating him was the best way to go.
Yeah.
Fuck
a
that
lot
guy.
of meat on there.
What?
So Jennings is just like, oh shit, we need that code key. After Beverly's like, yo, can you go like Super Saiyan or something? And he's like, all right, I got this. I got the glow. I got questionable special effects.
Yeah.
Let's deal with this problem.
Somebody draw some lightning bolts over my eyes.
He's got the fireballs over his eyes
oh my god!
that are causing things to explode. He's doing
It
all
looks-
kinds of unacceptable things.
It looks like the Michael Bay emoticon. If any of you are familiar with that, but
So
It's a bad time.
Yeah, he's
Word
going
of-
full Emperor Palpatine here.
Word of advice to the audience: when you're at Joe Romo's and this starts to happen, where Jeffrey Jones is going to save the duck man that you're trying to eat, you just go home.
Yep,
You don't try to
please.
stop him.
Please don't say Duckman, a far superior franchise.
Fair enough. Okay, a duck abomination.
A Howard.
Yeah,
He is a Howard.
He's
And-
a Howard.
just go home. Don't try to like hit Jeffrey Jones with a chair. Like whatever.
Well, this guy gets up. He's firing electricity off him just from standing there. And then his eyes start to have a flame effect of some questionable whatever. And they're just like, yeah, I'm going to hit him with my fist. Like, no, that's not the way to go.
Yeah.
That's not how it works.
Yeah.
All right. So
not gonna go
everyone
well.
freaks out. Then he takes Howard, uses the telekinesis on him, snatches the code key from him, like knocks Howard out, grabs Leia Thompson. He's like, I need your body. And then like goes and climbs in an 18-wheeler and drives
We've all
off.
said
on
that at least once during this watch.
Yes.
thing.
Indeed. All
He's
right.
like, come
so,
on, I got kids to feed.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not mine, but
They're in a cage somewhere.
Yeah.
All right. So Howard
They're those dog crates.
evades the cops, finds out that Phil has been arrested, as he should have been, and decides to rescue him, which was a mistake. And they're like, let's just creep like 20 feet this way to this fucking plane that's just hanging out here.
It's the airfield.
Fine.
Yeah,
Whatever. We got a light aircraft. Bam. We'll get the airplane. We'll fly away
Also, the
from
cops,
the cops.
don't notice this at all.
Nope.
Don't notice a duck man walking over. Let a guy out of your car.
Again, don't invoke duck. But
So
yeah.
this
Yeah.
happens
Sorry.
at night, and then they finish building the plane in the morning.
Right.
How long were the cops there interviewing who? That one waitress for like?
All evening.
It took a ridiculous amount of time for them
Well,
to be
no,
like, "Oh,
so
they're
they
behind
were
the
like-
warehouse."
Well, they were like, well, no one's at Joe Romo's. Let's help ourselves to some of the sushi. And then they were like, well, no one's at Joe Romo's. Let's all cower in the bathroom and shit our brains out from the results.
Hey, I found a pie that's all whipped cream that hasn't been smushed into someone's face yet. Let me eat it.
Or smush it in my face.
Yeah.
It's gonna take us a while to comb through Jones's
all
hard
this,
drive.
all this
Yeah.
donkey sauce.
Yeah, all that donkey stuff. Oh, I found
Anyone's
an
like, hey,
Oreo
do you think we
dessert
should-
pie.
I think we should check on Phil in the cop car. It's like, do you want to go anywhere near that guy? No. Done.
I think I cracked a window for him. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter. He'll
He's
be
doesn't
making
matter.
sped
Yeah.
noises. I don't want to go near that boy.
Meanwhile, fucking Dr. Jennings and Beverly are driving the truck. He's like, you want to see my tentacle?
Oh, God.
She's like, no, I do not. He's like, too bad.
Yeah, I'm
And,
telling you,
yeah.
somebody in the writer's room was getting off on this shit.
Somebody?
You get a really terrible Jeffrey Jones head just spouting this awful tentacle. Which he just, he pokes her a little bit with it and then he shoves it in the cigarette lighter.
I would
and-
take Large Marge any
Yeah.
day.
Oh, yeah.
Over this.
Easily. Not a contest.
Yeah.
I don't know. I got
All right. He's like, no, that's not enough.
PTSD.
The truck's alternator, not enough. We got to go to a nuclear power plant.
Just bust right through that
Yeah,
gate.
just right through the gate.
No guards to be found.
Yeah, well, who guards
No
those
automatic
things?
No.
weapons.
Especially on a day when the Senate is there, or what?
Yeah, some government people are checking
Yeah.
out.
No
Yeah, so why,
security.
why would we want security?
Yeah. And he basically just walks into a nuclear reactor.
Sure.
yeah.
And a nuclear reactor is just one door. You just go through that door. I mean, he telekinesis through a few security features, but like you just walk into
It's like
a
a two-way
nuclear
mirror,
reactor.
you know?
Yeah,
You just
that's
like break
fine.
through it. You're
Well,
there.
it is a nuclear reactor in a Marvel setting, so
Yeah.
that is kind of
Minimal security.
yeah.
He
Well, not
gets
just that, but like
low.
they do have doors that just walk in them, so you can
Yeah.
get superpowers when it's convenient.
Some kids in the corner getting
Yeah.
bit by a spider.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some other kids just
Superman's
splashing it.
throwing Nuclear Man down the smokestack.
Oh, we'll get there.
These
Jack
kids,
Nicholson's getting thrown into some vat.
Yeah.
the kid just looking at the glowing spider and like, next time.
So,
me.
he just absorbs a nuclear reactor. Just
Like you do.
Just, sure.
Yeah.
Smash through the wall.
Blah,
Fine.
blah, blah.
Like Godzilla.
Gets back in the truck, glowing red. There's no way Leia Thompson is not immediately killed from
Yeah.
the radiation coming off of this dude. And yeah, he just goes, back on his way driving. Now we get one of the many awful scenes in this film, the flying scene.
One of
It
the
was
many.
so
Yeah.
long.
As though there is a not awful scene. Could you
There's
name,
scenes that are
less awful.
less
Yeah.
awful, yeah.
Could you name one?
Yeah, I'll I could watch a little more Laser Light Show at the end. I could deal with a little more
song.
Mutant Crayfish Demon. But no, we
I
gotta watch.
I could have used more Duck World.
Yeah, we gotta watch.
More duct
Like,
tapes.
how many times
Yes.
do you want to scream pull up at the TV screen? I probably did it about 25, 30 times.
Yeah,
Pull
Tim
up?
Robbins
Yeah.
specifically tells them keep low to the ground. Why?
Yeah.
That's where they can shoot you.
Yeah.
And they do.
And it's
That's
not
what
like
you
that
were
plane's-
screaming. I was screaming, "Where's my gun? Someone find my gun! I'm
Pull
going to
out,
kill
pull
myself."
No, I think I was screaming pull up, but at this point I probably lost the ability to say words.
You would have been-
This movie silenced Eric, like fucking silenced him. He said, "What the hell is that?" When like he
Silence
saw
of
that,
Brick?
yeah, when he saw that guy at the bar, and that was it. Like Becca's long since asleep. Eric is just
Did you go
just
through
no
Becca's wallet?
words. What's that?
Did you go through Becca's
No, I
wallet?
don't want to. I'm afraid of what I'd find in there.
Oh, jeez.
A special movie to silence him.
Yeah.
Duck condoms.
So,
Becca, you hiding duck condoms
Yeah.
on us?
So Tim Robbins is having Howard fly the plane because he, at one point, he's descended from a creature that can fly.
Right.
Sure.
So obviously you can operate a machine. That's what it means.
Even though he says he's afraid of
You get-
heights.
A long, drawn-out chase scene where if he just flew higher, everything would have been solved.
Also, if any of those cops could aim, this would be over.
Yeah.
Bullet to the head.
Well, it's a Lucas movie, so people can't aim when they
Yes.
shoot.
Yeah. Also, you have to fly low to the ground through a bunch of trees.
So,
Mhm.
yeah, the
In
answer
traffic.
to all this
Yeah.
is we need to cause so many deaths from officers, civilians, just everybody in the nearby area.
All right. So now Jennings has to get stopped at the smog inspection. Long story short, the cop comes up to him, gives him some bullshit. He's like, "Here's some bad special effects. I think you're in like some kind of stun vision." And then the next cop fires a shotgun at him, and he gives him a straight up Dragon Ball Z fucking like crazy like power up for 2 episodes eye laser attack that sequentially blows up each car in front of him.
Yes.
But doesn't penetrate the windshield in front of him either.
No.
Well, he's got that thing like Darkseid where it just goes and like
went through
zigzags.
the bullet holes in the
Yeah.
screen?
Can control
Yeah,
it.
okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So you're
Christmas
like,
lights are blinking.
can we just get to the climax? And
Yeah, sure. In an hour.
yeah. All right. So all right. The bad guy gets Beverly to the lab.
Mhm.
He's going to put her on the laser, and he's going to have a galactic overlord.
Here's where I
take over her
went
body.
to take a dump.
So Howard and Phil have lost the wings to their aircraft, and they've lost the ability for it to stop. And really, with an aircraft, you probably just put your foot down and it would stop. But like, it lands in the pond. Howard can't swim. Phil rescues him, and then they go in the lab. And now they're like, "Oh, okay. Well, there's the bad guy. There's Dr. Jennings, the Dark Galactic Overlord. Oh, I know. We have a neutron destroyer just." Hanging around the lab. I bet that'll be handy.
Why didn't I think of this
Oddly
earlier?
enough, also one of the plot points of Independence Day 2.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just saying.
Why does the lab have a neutron destroyer? And they're like,
Because
oh,
data.
yeah, they're like, okay,
Yeah,
the
they're a
defense
lab,
industry
Joe.
didn't want it.
Technology.
Why?
Because NATO.
Yeah.
This is why people want to storm Area 51, to find out why.
Oh my God. That's going to be a disaster.
Wait, is there somebody actually like planning this?
yeah.
Oh, it's
Oh,
like
yeah.
a thing.
It's
I mean,
a huge... It's, like,
It's a joke, but
Yeah.
like
Well-
it's blowing up to like
Most people
Here's
think
the
it's
problem.
a joke.
the
Yeah.
memes
No.
are the best part of it, though.
Yeah.
It started as a joke. With this many people involved,
Yeah.
some of them are taking this shit seriously.
Oh yeah, since he designated a
all gonna
meetup
die.
spot. Yeah.
The government's not going to play around.
Wait,
Yeah.
wait. Okay.
September.
Dial me back to the beginning.
Someone posted, I forget where it started, but someone posted like Area 51, September like 21st or whatever. Let's storm it. They can't stop all of us.
Sure, they
Oh,
can.
and-
Sure
yeah.
they can.
Well, yes.
And we're gonna Naruto run, so we'll be faster than the bullets.
Oh, they're gonna
That
put
was-
their arms behind them.
Was that
Yeah.
originally part
that
of
was
the original?
originally in there.
Okay, I couldn't remember.
Yeah.
You can't see it, but I'm Naruto running.
But yeah,
Everybody.
First of all, yes.
Nothing like a
they
visual
can-
gag on a
Yeah.
audio podcast.
Yeah, you know, that's what we
They
do.
can and will stop you, but
With their many government issued
Many-
guns.
Yeah.
many
And
guns.
experimental aircraft.
Yeah.
Bombs.
And
but there's probably just fucking mines all around that
Yeah.
shit.
Oh, yeah.
Who knows?
the
No,
aliens
the
are trapped in
staff
there
to
for
Area
a reason.
51 is flown in You know, it's like no one drives there because it's
Well,
surrounded
but in
by mines and
Independence Day,
shit.
they just
Yeah.
drive a bunch of RVs in there,
Yeah.
and they just pull up to the gate, and they're like, "Hey, we have an alien. Let us in." So that's their plan. They're gonna disguise one of the people as an alien, maybe.
I think the best part of it was, though, as someone pointed out, it's like there's somewhere right now where a lesser officer is explaining to superior officer the concept of Naruto running and tactically how to prepare for it.
So they're
Aim a little lower.
They're gonna put their hands behind them like an asshole and run forward like an asshole. Aim at the ground, you'll kill them.
You know there's gonna, like, come the day, there's gonna be, like, some...
Two dudes.
Like 10 people.
Well, no, like,
Yeah.
there's gonna be, like, 110 Dale Gribbles that are gonna show up, and they're just gonna get shot in the head.
Stars and bars, man.
Pocket
Stars and bars.
And then, like, we'll never hear about it, or...
Nope.
Oh, yeah.
And then someone's like, why don't we do something useful like storm the concentration camps? And they're like, nah.
Like
Area
free
51.
people? No?
Yeah.
No? Okay.
Nah, Area 51.
We want to find aliens.
Yeah. All right. So now we get to the final battle where Howard, he's got his little ghetto tank here where there's this fun little 6-wheeler vehicle with the laser mounted on
It's
it.
straight out of...
It made me think of Austin Powers, where he gets, like, trapped in the
Yes.
hallway and keeps having to bang.
It reminded me of Space Mutiny.
Yeah.
It's a small step above Space Mutiny.
It is a step above, but not by much.
All right.
Also, fun little story with this. Apparently, I believe this was the child, I think. This might have been one of the little actors. But when they were filming this scene, they had to drive around this little thing in the costume, whatever. And at one point, they were doing that. And the person, their like agent or whatever, started yelling at them and going, "Feathers, feathers!" And they're like, "I don't know what the hell they're talking about." And still, someone started like beating them in the back of the head, and they were like, "I don't get, like, was I that bad that they had to beat me in the back of the head?" Apparently, what had happened was some of these explosions set the headpiece on fire, and they were about to burn to death.
So instead of saying your
Fire.
head's on
Yeah,
fire,
instead of saying fire, they yelled feathers.
I'm sure that thing's a death, like, that's a death trap.
Oh yeah.
All right. So Dr. Jennings has his crazy eye lasers. Shenanigans ensue. Long story short, they get into like a beam battle. And, the neutron destroyer is the victor. And it destroys the evil within Jeffrey Jones, but not the Jeffrey Jones.
It doesn't even destroy him. It
It
unleashes
banishes.
him. Yeah.
All right.
Or banish.
Sure.
And apparently incapacitates him because he just lays there for the rest of the movie.
Well, he does a few useful things.
he throws.
But he doesn't move.
No, he
Yeah.
throws. Jeffrey Jones.
Well, because he soiled
something.
himself. He didn't want to, like...
He throws
risk
something
that.
to Howard the Duck at one point.
A little
He
circular.
does.
My point
Yeah,
is
so-
he doesn't turn
the
off the
saw
machine.
thing.
Yeah.
No, he doesn't
All right.
help in any way, really.
He had a tentacle come out of his mouth and plug into a
His
band.
internal organs
He's had a
turned
rough
into
day.
something
Right.
else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
He was
had a
wearing
rough
an Egger
day.
suit, yeah.
Yeah. All right. So now,
We finally
Fucking-
get.
like, what's his name? Phil does like the one useful thing he can do all movie, and he goes and saves Beverly from the laser platform.
Yeah. Which the only reason they had him do it is because Howard wasn't tall enough to reach.
Yep. Oh, and Tim Robbins in the middle of this like laser battle uses a radar dish to essentially spaceballs the laser right back at Jeffrey Jones.
Right.
Sure. All right. So now, so the movie kicks it up a notch. The Galactic
Sure.
Overlord
We'll go with
is
that.
now apparently corporeal.
Yep.
And it emerges in its true form.
And it's gross.
It's
It
its
is
final
gross.
form.
Yeah.
This
Oh.
scared the crap out of me as a child.
I think it did the first time, but then I really liked it as a child.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was basically both of those.
Yeah.
It scared me, but at the same time, like I've said, I've seen it a bunch of times.
Yeah.
Usually just that one part. Because it was mostly just how gross the hand
The red rocket.
tentacle, the red
Yeah.
rocket. Thank you, Ricky.
The crayfish parts didn't do it for me. The vacuous maw mouth thing.
Yeah, it was, gave me the heebie-jeebies.
Yeah.
For sure.
It is just the worst looking animal ever that is shaped like an S.
The S is for sucks.
Yeah, the S is for sucks.
Consonant.
Yeah, he did have a beefy arm coming out of the back of his
Yeah.
head.
It did at that.
Yeah, his fucking tentacles coming out of his hands.
Yeah, see, this, I mean, I wasn't quite old enough to understand how horrific that part is,
Mhm.
but this was one of those ones where I was like, that is horrible and awful and might give me nightmares. I want one.
But at the same time, it was so poorly edited into
Oh,
the
yeah.
background.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that was real bad.
Badly. I bet the model to this thing actually looks kind of cool.
Oh, I'm sure it's
Oh,
amazing.
Oh, hell yeah. I
Amazing.
definitely want that.
Yeah, I would not mind owning that.
But here's another thing I was thinking of. This versus Scorpion King? I'll take this.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
all of
This
this, yeah.
monster, at the least, is
But
way better.
even
Yeah.
the poorly being added in, like, still holds up for me better than the Scorpion King.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I mean, I haven't seen Scorpion King in enough years to determine whether or not I'd rather watch one or the other.
Oh
So-
yeah, not the whole movie. That might be a different story. I don't know, but
So, yeah, just in this one scene, I would say the production team had good ideas and tried.
Mhm.
Did they succeed? Probably not.
No, but it's
But
ILM, and
they
it's
still-
36 million.
This is the only fart of effort in this entire movie. Like,
I mean,
just this one part with the monster.
well, no. The problem
Leah-
is there was
Leah
a lot of effort in
Thompson's-
this movie. It was all on that damn duck.
Mm.
Leah
a lot of
Thompson's
parts.
underwear was a pretty good effort.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I'll give you that. Yeah.
Well,
That
they just lucked into that.
that was a fine showing.
Well done.
All right, so
I tip my hat to you.
2 thumbs
I
up.
like thinking somewhere like we're out of a budget, so you get these tiny panties. Like, dumb, great plan, guys.
It worked out.
he reaches out with one of his rape tentacles and he grabs Howard. Then he reaches out with the other one and he's like, I'm going to push this button that's going to call all my cronies to your world. Are you guys cool with it? And Leah Thompson and Phil are just like, I'm not touching that. So go ahead, do what you got to do. And he zaps him with his shitty eye beams anyway.
Yeah,
to
just
stun them.
again, like we can't have them do anything useful. So
Yeah.
here's the
They're
excuse
stunned.
for why they're not doing it.
Fucking Dr. Jennings, who has had a tentacle violate him today, is like, I can be more useful, and throws Howard a saw. Howard cuts his way out of the tentacle. It flops around on the ground a bit. He gets back on his laser tank truck thing.
Duckmobile. We'll call it.
Duckmobile. And,
Why
yeah,
not?
he just fucking destroys the Overlord's neutrons somehow. He fires the big barrage of purple at him.
Yeah, second time's the charm, I guess.
Yeah, and this time the Overlord fucking explodes into nothing. In like he's totally just an edited over explosion.
Yeah.
And he's removed from the film.
We didn't have the effects yet to have him turn into that
Yeah.
blue goo.
If this thing was actually destroying its neutrons, just the amount of energy that would be released here. Fuck it, like it's
Not even getting into
Yeah.
the fact that at this point we're supposed to believe he is a nuclear reactor.
yeah.
So, yeah.
All right.
I don't even-
So anyway, they're like, Phil's like, yo, you gotta destroy the laser. More of these things are coming. Honestly, like, I'd be like, just when they come, I got the neutron destroyer. We're right here. We're good.
Yeah.
They're
Not even
kind of a
that.
pushover.
Not even, they don't even have to do that.
Mm.
That's the biggest thing that was pissing
Oh, yeah.
me off.
Turn it off.
I mean, that would be lovely, but they said he captured Beverly because these things need a host
Yeah.
body. Just don't stand near the damn thing. They'll just
Yeah.
come out and start flopping like fish out of water until they
Yeah.
die.
So he's like, nope. All right, I don't need to go home. I got Beverly. I'm good. I'm just gonna fucking blow the hell out of this laser spectroscope with this neutron destroyer, which turns out he could have wielded as a bazooka the whole time. He didn't even need the truck.
Yeah.
And yeah, Howard like is covered in rubble. They dig him out. He pretends he's possessed. This is a psych out.
Everybody laughs.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
Ha ha ha.
His criminal record is forgiven somehow. The
Maybe.
cops just stopped giving a shit.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. It's too much effort. Too much paperwork.
well, they're still finding things wrong with Joe Romo's, so they're still processing.
They uncover like something in the basement. They're like, oh,
Yeah.
this takes, this takes
not,
precedence.
This is not the first little person they've dismembered and cooked.
That's what
Fine.
Asian sushi actually is.
Yes,
They
exactly.
find like little gnome hats.
Or they find Jeffrey Jones' playroom.
Yeah. So we cut to a rock show. And one
rock
of
and
the
roll.
most insipid songs ever to appear in a movie.
But it's stuck in my head.
It's stuck
Oh,
in my
yeah.
head
The
too.
greatest. Are you kidding me?
Howard the
All right,
Duck.
real talk here.
I'm sure there's some other words here.
Yeah.
If Cherry Bomb was a real thing, I'd
Yeah.
see a show.
Would they sing this song?
Leah Thompson actually did the vocals.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah.
That's true.
Cool.
I mean, I hope they'd have more than the one song, but if they sang this song, I'd be
Well,
okay.
they
They had other songs.
They have
in other
several
parts
songs
of
throughout the movie,
Yes.
and every song is explaining what is happening
yeah.
in
Yeah.
the movie.
Yep.
Which, when Will Smith does it, I can accept it.
No, I cannot accept
Can
anything
you?
Will
I
Smith
can.
has ever done musically.
Oh, I can.
Yeah, wait, what?
No, never mind. I'm okay with very early Will Smith. Like,
Be out of that dress when
Yeah.
you see Jim West.
Desperado. You don't want none of this.
No, also, I think we have to give them credit because within
You
the
don't wanna
world of
see
this
my hand where my
movie,
hip be at.
in the world of this movie, it either means that they are psychic or they're able to make these songs up on the fly, and that's pretty good.
either way, yeah.
Impressive.
That's why they have such huge crowds.
Yeah.
How did they get
They're psychics.
like a ridiculously hyped crowd for this final show that they
They're
have
at
in the
the
movie?
classic venue Turds place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
No,
So,
to be it is the world's only talking duck that just saved the universe.
but they didn't
so-
know they were getting that. That was an accident.
Well, they knew this was in his honor or some damn shit.
We don't know that
He always
this was
comes
like,
out for the encore.
We also don't know
that
how
this-
long has passed.
Yeah, it could have been like a month later.
I'll tell you what wasn't an accident. Tim Robbins' jacket.
Yeah, that was cool.
Fuck.
Yeah.
All right. So
80s as fuck.
I'll tell you what broke Brick's silence. When in the credits he discovered the effects were done by Industrial Light and Magic.
Yeah, yeah.
He was quite mad.
Well, this is why they became Pixar. It's just- I'm gonna.
Bankrupted them.
Yeah, well, it's basically like a kid playing with his gun. Like I gotta turn this into you. You might do something better with it.
We're sorry.
And then the movie just ends.
Yeah.
Thank
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
And that's Howard the Duck. All right, guys. Howard the Duck from 1986.
Yep.
All right, Tony. What does IMDb have to say about this film?
I think we already went over most of that, but on RottenEggs.com, critics gave this a.
boy.
Oh, you dirty
Wow.
bitch.
We thought we were free.
Never. Critics gave this a score of 15%.
Wow.
Audience gave this a score of 38%.
Audiences, y'all stupid.
That's generous.
Y'all stupid. All right,
That's
well,
a duck, man. That's
Will.
a duck.
William, what did you think about Howard the Duck?
All right, so about 3 minutes in, I was like, when is this movie going to be over? Like I said in the intro, I was really hoping this is one of those movies that has a really bad reputation, but it is actually fun to watch. And unlike other bad movies that's fun to watch with friends to make fun of, this was not even that. Like, it was just kind of painful the whole way through and super long. And I know we talk a lot about like, oh, if we didn't like this, what recommendations would you give? And I would say almost literally any other movie. So,
Just
yeah,
watch ducks bang on you.
I agree with the critic score. Like, what did you say?
Watch ducks bang on YouTube.
Sure, like explore the duck anatomy, National Geographic page. But yeah, so like, I don't know. This is maybe one of the worst movies that I've sat through all of. So.
I'm David Attenborough, and here is a corkscrew duck penis.
Watch as it attacks the female duck.
Ricky, how did you feel about Howard the Duck?
I was really hoping this would be one of those it's so bad it's good,
Mm-hmm.
but it's just bad.
Yeah.
Like, I really wanted to like it. I was like, oh, it's kind of got like that like cult following almost. It's kind of like famous, but like I didn't really know anything going into it, and I don't know if that made it better or worse. It was also the whole movie just they didn't know where they were going. It was kind of two movies in one. The first half kind of like a fish out of water, and the second half just this end of the world mess, which I guess that was the better half. I think Tony said that it was almost a cartoon when there was... That makes sense because there was so many moments where it was just super, like, kind of slapsticky, cartoony, like they gulp audibly. And a part I'm just like, what is happening in this movie? Yeah, it's... Part of me is kind of, like, glad I watched it just to be like, all right, that's a thing I did. I never want to do that again. Definitely, I would not recommend it, though. Like, you do not need to watch the movie, even just for the sake of saying you watched it. I don't even think, like, with, like, friends, it's worth it. I mean, as far as a recommendation, I don't know, we'll go watch an episode of DuckTales.
Nice.
Okay, Tony?
Yeah. Again, I remembered this movie fondly, but it didn't work out too well for me. everyone, I honestly think everyone was trying here, but there were just so many missteps. Well, I mean, like the actors were, you know, in the costume, they say what you will, but like they did do a good job making this. But yeah, like it's PG-13, but we got duck tits. Like no one knows what we're doing. Like figure it the fuck out. And like you said, there's 2 movies in here. Like this needs a fan edit. Like most of George Lucas's stuff, it needs a fan edit, and then maybe it'd be watchable. But as it stands, it's just too long, and not enough of it is so bad it's good. Parts of it are, so you maybe could get by if you did want to watch it for that aspect. But it's not really worth it. It's so just kind of pass on that. And if you remember this fondly, leave it in the past and hope for a reboot.
Let it lie.
Yeah, it's
Starring Ryan Reynolds.
All right, Joe.
It's filth. It's fucking filth.
Came from
filth. It's going to filth. Yeah.
Okay, so I would let this slide by as this movie just sucks, which it's not a good grade by any means, but like still better than what I'm going to give it. Just Tim Robbins is so fucking awful. Like just one of the worst things I ever saw on a TV screen. Just I don't know, something about that character. Just the thought of him is making my blood boil right now.
Just again, it's
yeah.
not Tim Robbins.
No,
it's
no.
not his acting.
Okay, I'm sorry.
It's the character.
I'm saying
Yeah.
Phil Blumbert is one of the
Phil
worst
Blumpkin.
fucking things ever seen on a screen. All right, it's not Garbage Pail Kids bad. It's not Three Ninjas bad. But it's the tier right above that. It's not like it's painful to watch, and I can't recommend anyone try. There should be, like everyone said, this should be at least like a so bad it's good to watch. But no, they fucked that up. It's filth. It's awful. Like I can't recommend it. Literally anything else that has duck in the title is better.
Duck Dynasty.
You got me there.
Silence.
You got me there. Okay.
Touche.
Redact that last.
The production quality is probably higher.
Yeah. Okay. Anything made by Disney with duck in the title.
Oh yeah.
Probably better. Fucking watch, like, we're not at the TV being off would be what I would recommend.
Read a fucking book.
Yeah, that's reserved for like the Garbage Pail Kids tier. But I mean, like, freaking, yeah, like just watch some DuckTales, watch some Darkwing Duck.
Mighty Ducks.
Watch the Mighty Ducks. And when I'll recommend Emilio Estevez's dumb face over your movie, you're not doing well. Like, fuck. Just, yeah, anything not Duck Dynasty with a duck in it. And we're good.
Definitely Duckman.
Okay.
Definitely Duckman.
Yeah, that's going to be my recommendation is Duckman. So I would put this above Garbage Pail Kids, but probably, I don't know, it might be below Three Ninjas by just a hair.
The
By
sound
just a
effects
hair.
in Three Ninjas. And the
But this
music.
is so
It hurt.
long.
Yeah.
Yes.
Literally, I thought the movie was over. And I looked, and there was an hour plus left, and I'm like, what the hell? It's just so hard to get. It's like going to a nice, like, so it's George Lucas, it's ILM, so like Star Wars, ILM, they did
A very generous budget for its day.
a very generous budget.
Oh yeah.
It's like going to a nice steak restaurant, and then you order something, and it's just gristle. They just give you gristle, and you're trying to get it down.
the kid from
They give you Cajun sushi.
the kid from Troll 2 pisses on your hospitality.
It's on your hospitality, so you got to tighten your belt, and you're just trying to choke it down, but like you're done before even the halfway point reaches you, but you still have so much left.
I would say you're done when they put the steak on the table.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, the minute the duck tits come out, you're
Yeah.
like, okay, check please.
I'm
But
done here.
you can't get up. You can't get up and leave. So above Garbage Pail Kids, I guess, but it's toeing the line and just below. I'd rather watch Three Ninjas. I think
Well, the length certainly hurts it a lot.
the length is just
Yeah.
it's torture. Because even if like the monsters are cool, it takes so long to get there, and so much just you hating yourself for the decisions you've made up to this point. It's just so terrible.
That's just my life.
Yeah, I do not recommend this film, in case anyone was unclear about that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just in case.
Oh, I
So I would recommend Duckman. Just, blind pick an episode. It's got to be better
All
than
right.
this.
Well, as far as the movies, what would we recommend?
You put your down, you thrust your pelvis.
You thrust your pelvis. Yes, but as far as movies go,
Didn't DuckTales make a movie?
there's a DuckTales movie.
Let's
We can
Treasure
go
of the
with it.
Lost Lamp.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not great either, but it's better
I
than
don't know.
this.
He's
It's
in Guardians of
better
the
than
Galaxy. Bam, there, done.
Okay.
There you
Yeah,
go.
that's fine. But also,
That
what's
has-
that? What's that movie where there's like some girls teaching geese
Fly
how to
Away Home.
Yeah, there you go. Watch Fly Away Home.
That's a sad day where you gotta.
Yep.
Yeah.
She does have a similar aircraft
Yes,
to Howard the
this is
Duck.
similar.
Go on YouTube and watch the recent Howard the Duck cameos.
Or just watch clips of this movie on YouTube. That's all you need is
Yeah.
just to see
That'd be
all the
better.
dumb parts.
Like I say, let's
On
get a fan
YouTube.
at it.
Yeah, no. I don't know. I would never watch. I would never.
The
Well, you
whole
don't have
middle
to
of the
watch
movie
it,
would
but-
be out.
Yeah, that's fine. That is,
Yeah, but that's
the
exactly
idea.
what it would be. Would just be like a highlights reel on YouTube. Would be the fan
Yeah.
edit. So
Alright.
that already exists, I'm sure.
Let me run it through a few filters for you, Rob. Okay, this or The Room.
Oh, The Room, 100.
All right,
100,000.
this or Troll 2.
Troll 2,
Okay.
easy.
This or Saber Rain, Space Ranger.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's about where I fall.
Yeah, that was just nonsense.
Yeah, I mean it's not Octoman.
But Saber,
Like I take this over Octoman.
But that was
Yeah.
real short though. Saber Rain.
It went by faster.
It did go by real fast.
faster.
Yeah. Octoman.
Mm.
Yeah, that cave
No.
stuff is
Oh, yeah,
the
real rough.
that same spot in the pond
Yeah.
that they show you.
That
like,
had the
that's,
same. I don't know if it was the same length, probably not, but it felt the same length, except at the end, instead of the cool claymation monster, you got a guy in a dumb suit. So,
No.
yeah, no.
You still get a guy in a dumb suit.
I-
Either way.
A $2 million dumb suit.
I don't. For
Yeah,
me, I don't know if I
$2
could do the
million
room.
dumb suit
but
instead of a $200 dumb suit.
possibly on fire.
Yeah.
I get a question for you though.
Yeah.
As I said before, George Lucas apparently really defends this movie.
Good
and
for
at,
him.
And at one point said, "I guarantee you, 20 years from now, if you look at this and the Ninja Turtles movie,
Oh my god.
you will think Howard the Duck is a superior film."
I
No.
would make sweet love to the Ninja Turtles movie and everyone in it.
All right, I would
before
say
watch it.
definitely Ninja the first one, definitely the second one, and
Yeah.
that's
I haven't seen the
That's-
third one, so I can't say.
yeah. I haven't
Girls
seen
in
the
Time.
third one, and I know it's the worst. So
It's probably better than.
It's
Howard
gotta
the
be
Duck,
better.
though.
I can tell you, having watched the third one, it might win just on length, just because it's not as long.
yeah.
That's fair.
I mean,
It is
at this point-
terrible.
at this
It is
point,
painful
it's
to
already-
watch.
What about Kingdom of the Crystal Skull? Because Kingdom of the Crystal Skull hurts more because it's kicking you into childhood.
Yeah.
This one,
That
like
one could have used a fan edit though.
what?
Kingdom of the Crystal Skull.
You
'Cause
wouldn't really have much of a movie left.
Yeah, there's-
But you know what?
New Haven.
you could cut enough of it where
Alright.
it could be.
Crystal Skull is dumb, but it's not as offensively dumb. As
No,
this.
see, I would take this over Crystal Skull. Crystal Skull was literally the most pain I've ever felt in a movie theater.
I don't know.
I don't know about
I can't say that.
Because
I can't
Crystal
agree with
Skull
that.
is a superior film in its production, acting, of that, but it just hurts more.
yeah, there's a lot.
But
bad
again, I
there.
feel
don't
like
know.
it doesn't feel as long. It's probably just as long, if not longer, but it doesn't feel as long.
It doesn't. I don't think it feels as long,
It's
which is
paced-
the only thing I'm really.
It's paced better.
It's better
easier,
paced.
It's
But-
easier to make fun of, and like because Howard the
But
Duck.
but I don't want to make fun. Of
Howard the Duck.
what's-
We were
Yeah,
that's a
tough one.
you know.
It's like the South Park episode.
Would you
Yeah.
say
The
this
raping
is
ending.
the
I'm very
most
much a-
the most embarrassing or the worst thing Lucas has been a part of, not counting Hall?
Yes, that's what I was trying to figure out. I think this is
Oh, Crystal Skull is easily the most embarrassing thing.
Yeah.
because that's had precedent for being good.
yeah.
Yeah.
This is just Lucas just shat himself in the middle of a supermarket, and
Yeah.
instead of like crawling to the bathroom, he was just like, "I guess I shat myself." Whip, 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 whip. He does a little dance in his poopy pants.
Also, well, it's sad because this set like comic movies back like 10 years.
Yeah.
This was one of the early
And that's-
ones.
but that doesn't count because every movie that came out in the '90s set comic book movies back. Like,
yes.
Or not
But-
90s, like mid 2000s or whatever.
No,
Yeah, well,
just
early
all that.
2000s.
Yeah.
All
Everything
that.
but
No,
But-
there's some really bad superhero movies that came out in the
Basically,
90s.
until
Yeah.
2008, there were no
Yeah.
such things as good superhero movies, other
There was
than
an
the
occasional-
1989 Batman and the 1970 whatever Superman.
The first, I'll take
We-
the 2001 Spider-Man or 2002.
Yeah,
The
that,
first
that's
Sam
fine
Raimi.
too.
I'll also
And
give him-
I will also enjoy the second Spider-Man movie. even
And
though
Blade.
Joe
I'll give
Joe hates
Blade
it.
somewhere in
Blade
the
is
90s
also
there.
Blade,
pretty
I'm still saying it's
solid.
probably good, but from what I've seen of the other two, it's making me very
it's-
much doubt it.
It's got
Blade
problems,
1 is
but
nothing
it's
like
watchable.
the other two
Yeah.
Blades. I've seen
Blade
them
1's
all
fun.
fairly recently. I've seen
Anyway.
them
But
well, for the podcast. And then
The point
Blade
being,
1.
this was, like I said, is the first official Marvel character movie. So
Yeah.
yeah, like you crap on that, like you were trying something at least.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, you had nice tracks laid out for you, and you just crap all over
Joe,
them.
what are you?
Oh my god, what's happening?
It's coming apart. It's all coming apart.
Gojira just stomped through.
Jojira.
I'm very upset right now, and I'm taking it out on the production of this podcast.
Don't do that. We got to pay for this stuff. Unless you guys
People have
want us-
sponsored episodes. We've got spare capital.
Wow. Not that much.
The views and opinions of Joe do not reflect the reality of the situation here.
So that's it for this movie. What do we have next for the people, Rob?
Well, we've got more superhero movies.
What?
And and we're gonna keep it a secret. You
Oh.
guys can find out
It
what.
could only go up from
Just
here.
like their identities.
That's what you think.
Could it go up, and away from here?
Nope. I don't know. Are you trying to like dig at hints?
Maybe.
Because we don't even know.
If you guys don't know the order of the podcast at this point, I can't help y'all. But it's not Superman.
All right. Well, let's just leave them in anticipation of what abysmally bad movie.
Let's just say we're gonna leave it blank for
Yeah.
now. And
I apologize also to those that have watched Howard the Duck in anticipation of this
yeah,
episode.
that was dumb.
You done fucked up.
You done goofed.
You dumb.
The
You done fucked up.
will never be the same. Oh man. So guys, thank you so much for listening. Please don't forget our contest, our superhero summer contest. If you create a logo for a Cat Piss Man t-shirt, you can send it to the4ampodcast@gmail.com. If you want to check out our other episodes like The Ref and all that kind of fun
Yeah, look for inspiration for the contest.
Exactly. You can check out our website at 4ampodcast.podbean.com. We've got all of our episode archives there, sponsored episodes, all that cool stuff. You can find us on Twitter or Facebook at 4am Podcast, or of course, email us if you don't have a logo. Email us just regular type sort of stuff at the 4am Podcast at gmail.com. We always love hearing from you guys. It really helps us feel loved and supported. We want to thank Ricky for joining us on this episode
And
and
his tasty snacks.
the cornucopia of snacks that
Thank
like
you very much,
he couldn't
Ricky.
even,
Yes,
couldn't even
that's-
put a dent in. I think mostly because
Yeah.
Brian's not here. It's fat ass, but
Wow.
Holy shit.
Shots
You can
fired.
save it for next time.
I think you're gonna get some too
Get some
next
toot.
episode.
Probably yes. I mean, I sit next to him normally, so I always get the toot. But
I would defend you, Brian, but you weren't here for this shit, so
but yeah, I think that's what it is. I'm feeling extra
Yeah.
salty because he was not here for Howard the Duck, but
he's got a life.
whatever.
I
I
don't know.
have no idea. Anyway, so thank you so much for listening, guys. Again, please do join our or enter our contest. We're really excited to see what y'all come up with. And you can email us at the4ampodcast@gmail.com. And we'll be back next episode with more superhero summer,
Late summer, early fall.
late summer, early fall, superhero
Season.
heat wave.
Yeah. It's hot here.
And we'll get a spam call. Anyway, we'll see you guys then. Thanks for listening. Bye for now.
Bye.
Adios.
Good night, everybody.
I say adios around here, Ricky.
Sorry.
They could have gotten an aliens and a predator.